Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is... Whoops. We're fine. It is Thursday. What is this? This is April?
It is April.
April the 18th, 2019. I'm just loading up our tech support for later here. There we go. Welcome. Another Technical Alpha podcast. It's been a big week in gaming news.
Huge.
There's a lot going on this week in gaming news.
Huge.
To say the least, huge. But before we get started, Mr. Black, how was your week?
It's another week, man.
It's another week. Nothing crazy.
No.
Kai didn't learn how to do backflips yet.
No, he's now doing a thing where if you stick your tongue out at him, he'll smile and giggle a little bit.
Oh, we're in the laughing phase now.
Yeah, it's not a full-blown laugh. He doesn't laugh every time, but he definitely smiles. And he'll mimic you, too. So he'll stick his tongue out back at you.
Ah, the mimic phase now.
So
that's where we start teaching him gang signs.
Yeah. Doing all that shit. So anyway, it's cute. Few times I saw that, I'm just like, wow.
Of course, because now you know there's an actual brain in there somewhere.
There's a brain, like he's learning. He's not, he's not completely stupid.
Exactly.
That makes me happy.
Yet.
It is my genes, of course. So
yes, he hasn't hit puberty where all the stupid happens at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. But beyond that, just doing tons of voiceover work. And I finally got whitelisted on this damn no pixel server for the Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay. So,
dude, that whole roleplay server thing blows my mind.
It's crazy.
I don't even know how it fucking works, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
They got developers, man.
Developers.
They have those shit. So anyway, I had the interview with them yesterday. I should be all good to go. I got to download the launcher, and I'll finally be able to get in on that madness, which would be fun.
Damn.
That's the dream. That's a streamer dream right now.
That is a streamer dream right now.
Yeah.
Because that whole deal is blown up. I mean, that thing's almost number one sometimes.
Most times.
On Twitch right now. It's top 3 almost all the time.
Yep.
And doing very, very well. So that's good news.
Yeah.
You have to come up with all your characters.
Well, we got the one character.
Okay.
I don't know his name yet.
Mm-hmm.
But basically he's going to be a starving artist.
Okay.
He went through desperate measures to try and become a music star.
Okay.
So he had a auto-tune box surgically fused onto his vocal cords. So he only talks in auto-tune.
It's getting tough out there in California, Jeff.
Real tough.
Competition is stiff. You gotta do some crazy shit to get noticed these days.
So, I might just break out into song. I'm just gonna be talking in auto-tune. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be crazy. And then on top of that, my ultimate goal is to someday have everybody on the server come to my concert where I will, I'll do
put on a concert
for everybody on the server.
Oh my God. I still think that the backstory should be that you are T-Pain's disgruntled male secretary that was fired after fucking up T-Pain's Starbucks order, and now you're trying to convince the world
that I'm T-Pain?
That anyone with an auto-tuner can be better than T-Pain.
Oh.
That was my auto-tune backstory.
Yeah, we came up with a few names. We had Fine Tune. We had...
That's too on the nose. I feel like it needs to be something completely...
Well, we also had Out of Tune. So, out of tune. And then somebody said, out of tune Tyrone. So my name could be Tyrone, but I'm out of tune. Out of tune Tyrone, the OTT. And then
hey, you know the OTT?
Yeah, you know me. Which I kind of love.
That'd be
honest,
so bad.
Yeah, which I kind of love. Be honest with you.
Such a bad pun.
And then I thought of instead of auto tune, I thought of a manual tune. So so his name could be Emmanuel. Get it?
I get it. Emmanuel.
Yeah, Emmanuel Tune. Yeah.
E.T.
Yeah.
Phone home.
Yeah. So anyway, I haven't come up with the name fully yet, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
If I was on... Look, I've come up with... the day that you started doing this shit, I came up with like 7 fire fucking backstories.
All right, I
just
heard...
stupid.
You don't like my surgically fused, like,
no,
the desperation
I like
surgically...
it. I'm just saying that, like, if I was doing it...
Yeah.
I mean, man, I came up with some fucking fire backstories that could be entire comedic novels.
Well, the good news is I have 8 slots to make
Great.
8 different characters.
All right, so here's one then.
All right,
This is
give me
all we
one.
want to put on Twitter, but I'm saying it on the podcast too. I'm putting it out there.
All right.
All right. You were raised by a secret sect of the Amish church. You had no exposure to technology as such, and they raised you to believe that your life mission was to kill the Antichrist. The problem is, because you've never been exposed to technology, and they never actually pointed you in a direction of who might be the Antichrist, you low-key end up suspecting absolutely everyone that you encounter is the Antichrist, and you kind of, like, you underhandedly try and figure out with every interaction that you have with people as to whether or not they're the Antichrist.
So everybody's a suspect.
Everyone's a suspect.
And I just treat everybody with
But you don't outright say that there's Antichrist. It's like the questions that you ask. It's how you interact with them. It's like trying to low key figure out if it's kind of like when you're trying to figure out if just anything like that. It's just trying to figure out if they are in fact the Antichrist.
I like it.
Yeah.
Definitely could be one of the characters I could roll with.
That's
what would his name be?
Jesus.
For fuck's sakes. Get out of here. How was your week, Adam?
My week was it was an interesting week. It was a wild ride. Gabs and I made the announcement last night that we are amicably parting ways after 4 years. We had a really good go of it. It was an overall very positive, loving relationship. There's just a lot there that we couldn't quite get beyond, and we knew that if we kept it going, that one or both of us would probably end up not being as happy as we could be if we were ending up with other people down the road. So we make phenomenal friends for sure, and we're going to continue to be friends, but we decided to part ways. So that was last night. Whew. So it was a little close, a little fresh, but we're both on the same page, and it wasn't a snap decision, which is what it's going to seem like to a lot of people who are listening to this or on Twitter or whatever on social media.
Who gives a fuck?
We're not the type of people like, I'm not going to name names.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time airing out all their laundry on social media.
No.
That's not us.
No.
So to the public, it probably looked like everything was like really good because it was 90% of the time. And so it might look that way, but this is.
But that 10% was a big 10%.
This is a year in the making.
Yeah.
That we've been in discussions and everything, and try to take it as adults. And so here we are. We've come to that tough decision, but we made it.
But she'll still be around. She'll be part of the community.
Oh, she'll still be around. Yeah, that was the thing
golden.
that I wanted to make sure when we put the message out last night was that since obviously we're together 4 years, our two communities specifically obviously merged quite significantly. And it's not like we want that to change, and we don't want people to feel like they have to suddenly. It's not like
take sides.
It's not like a divorce where you have to choose sides. Like you love mama, or you love dad. But it's not. It's not like that at all.
Okay.
And to answer probably the most frequently asked question that will come up is yes, obviously she's going to have Rex because Rex is her cat.
Yes.
I'm not going to try and take Rex as much as I love Rex.
Adam, I got a proposition.
I'm
for
not
you.
taking Rex.
If you really desperately want a cat,
I'm not taking Milo.
will you take Max?
That's even worse. Max is just an asshole.
Yeah, but
He's just ornery.
Milo's an active asshole. Max is like, and you know what? Max loves me. He just is an asshole to everybody
well, that's the thing with
because he's
Persians.
like me. I'm like a
Persians
bit of an asshole, so I walk around with kind of grumpy. Like
Persians like one person.
Yes,
You are the person that Max likes. Milo thinks that I'm the second coming of Christ.
Yes.
But I can't handle having another animal.
Milo
in the
loves
house.
you.
Milo loves this shit. He hears my voice and he will sit on those stairs.
he's very similar
for
to
like 5 hours.
He's similar to Rex, but just like a much more sketchier version.
Yeah.
But I think around you, he'd be like, cool as shit.
Pitch ain't working, Jeff. I'm not taking mine.
Take the cat, Adam!
No!
I'll pay you!
You're stuck with him!
Fuck! All right.
You're stuck with him. But that was, other than that, this week has been a lot of me. Oh, I grew up a little this week, Jeff. I have insurance.
Oh, and I did
Health
insurance last
insurance.
week. Health insurance. Bro, we are getting old as shit.
That's right. We probably, as self-employed people, I mean, you were lucky
I was
because you were
under
under
Kayla's
Kayla.
plan, but now that she
Yeah.
doesn't work anymore, we don't
Now you
have that
gotta-
plan.
now you gotta get in
and
on
especially
that.
since we had a baby.
Now you really
We
need to be
really
on
need that shit.
Did you get critical illness as well?
I did.
Good job.
Yeah, it was all, but critical illness it's only so much, but it's
Not
something.
that it's not that expensive for me. I think it tacked on like 40 or something a month for me on top of what I already had.
Mine's 200 and I think it was like $218 for the family.
Mine's
a month.
Mine is for both, so for health and critical,
Yeah.
150.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Which
not
is
terrible.
because I went in and I told him I don't want to spend more than about 175 if we can. And when I was talking to him, the options for somebody like us who are self-employed, it tends to be either go with critical illness or disability. You choose one or the other, and usually it's just whichever is likely going to give you the most benefit. For us,
gotta get
I
both.
don't know if you went through it, but when we contacted the underwriter. Since our thing doesn't really have a classification, you just get to describe to them what your daily job is like. So I was like, yeah, I sit in a chair, like it's an office job. I'm just at home. Let's say half of my, or like a third of my day is clerical type stuff. And then I'm, creating content, live stream, whatever for the back, 6 whatever hours of the day or whatnot. And the guy was like, I'm going to have to talk to some of the people to figure it out. Well, it's not they give you a hard time. Is there's no, like, they have a big long list,
Yeah, they don't
right?
have like a checkbox for your profession.
No, and everything falls into a class, right? Like of like up through 6 or whatever. And 6 is like the worst. You want 4A, which is like office worker, which is like next to no money to pay for it, and you get really good coverage.
I'll be honest, they didn't go through, like, we did an interview and they asked like health questions and shit, but they asked about my job.
So do you have disability as well? I think you just have health, and then
I have health, and then there's critical illness.
So disability is totally different. Disability is if you actually got injured in some way, and you were unable to work for a period of longer than 2 weeks.
I have that, but it's only a small. They give me a percentage of what I would make.
Oh, okay. So for me, when I went in there and the underwriter, obviously asked what it was because they didn't know what to classify it, and they have to classify it some way.
Yeah.
And they classified, for me, we fall under, I don't know how they got it past the underwriter for you, but we classify as like an actor, for example.
An actor,
right? Because we're
I'm
technically
an entertainer.
We're technically an entertainer, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
That's probably not the furthest from the truth.
No.
Obviously, there's more clerical there that we would do instead of like.
I would probably put us more so as like it's probably
because the only other thing for them is like advertising and marketing, which we do as part of it, but that's not our job.
Yeah.
Right? That's not what we do. It is part of what we do, but it's not the core of the core product is more of like an acting thing. So 6, that's classification 6. That is the worst. You get like the lowest, and they make you want to pay a shitload of money. But it doesn't really matter because if you have critical illness, that's usually the better option anyway.
Yeah.
And so I got in.
Big
with
boy
that.
Adam. Look at this.
They called me up on the phone to do a little questionnaire thing that you have to go through.
I did that.
Had a lovely little chat.
I did that for my whole family.
Yeah.
So they asked me all questions.
So you're
about
on
my
the phone
wife.
for an hour.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe longer.
About 20 minutes per person usually.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Well,
in
Kai
there.
was short because he was just born.
Yeah,
There's literally, he was like, "What's his birthday?" Oh, okay. Do you see any pre things? And it was like he had his acid reflux.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, and that's the show.
And they're like, "Good thing you got it now, because if he started coming up with things, then they won't cover it down the road."
Well,
but
exactly.
now that you got insurance,
which is why
good.
I was happy. I'm pretty much in perfect health.
Yeah.
Like aside from a couple of steroid creams that I was given.
Adam.
Steroids, yeah. Look, they're really paying
juiced.
off. Steroid creams for a rash that I had. That's like the only prescription I've had in forever, other than strep throat or whatever. So that is the time to get in
My thing
before
was
you
like-
have anything.
My thing was like, get the wife back on birth control. That was my thing. I ain't paying out the ass for birth control.
Yes.
And I ain't sticking it again until she's heavy on the B, C, because I ain't going through all this again anytime soon.
No.
Hell no. To the no.
Good move.
What's going on in the news? 'Cause
Lots of shit. We have so much to talk about.
You know
Let's
what?
get right
Before
in.
we do.
What?
I need everybody right now on this live stream and the VOD and iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're consuming this audio. Hit that like button on this YouTube video. And make sure you subscribe to the Technical Alpha Patch Notes channel, which is brand new. It's actually really old, but it's a brand new, really old channel where Mark cuts up and posts the hot topics of each podcast like every morning at like 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yep.
They coming out like clockwork. So head on over there, subscribe. Link to that channel is in the description of every video from here on out. So right now, if you're watching it, you can click on that. It's in the description. Go subscribe, hit the notification bell. And even if you watch the podcast, click on the videos, hit the like button, leave a comment. Do all those things because we're really trying hard to grow the podcast now.
Yep.
That's why we're doing all this extra stuff. And we need you guys, we need all of yous to keep supporting, keep hitting the like buttons, keep all that algorithm going. And also, the Patreon's on fire!
It is. Getting up there.
We almost hit $3,000. We had over $2,800.
We're creeping up on Retro Versus territory.
At 3,500, we bring in the Retro Versus to Lag TV. There's so much Lag TV content right now, I don't even know how you guys can consume it all. We got the StarCraft, we got the podcast, we got the clips.
Yep.
We might have some Retro Versus, and we've got this World Vision events coming.
Oh, there's a
all
lot of content.
June. So we're going to have like 30 plus videos queued up, ready to go for the kids.
A lot.
Gaming news, what's going on?
God, what isn't going on? Let me start from the top because we have a substantial list. Let's start off with something light. Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order, which is I don't understand, like the name is weird to me, the Star Wars Jedi, and then you get the colon thing. It kind of fucks with me a lot.
I think it's supposed to be like Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Soldier.
No, yeah, for the Fallen Order. But
the Fallen Order.
For me, I think it would have worked just as well to say Star Wars:
The Fallen Order. Yeah. But you need to have Jedi in there because people need to know they're a Jedi.
Yes.
They, you know.
There's literally no other way other than having it in the title that they could know that there is Jedi involved. So that was the thing. Did you get to see the trailer at all?
I did.
What were your thoughts on the trailer?
It was one big CGI trailer.
It was.
And
it showed like nothing.
Dude, all it showed was a young looking type Jedi dude that looks to be in his like late 20s, early 30s, white male, swinging around using the Force, and he's a Jedi. And it looks to be well voice acted because when you've got that much money, how can you not?
Exactly.
And we don't, I don't care. Like, if I'm just going to be real.
That was my feeling at the end of it was I thought that if I saw, regardless of who was making it, a single player Star Wars game come up, that it would take a lot for me not to want to give a fuck about the game because it's something that I've told myself I wouldn't mind having another good single player Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And we get the Respawn name behind it, which is a good start.
Yep.
And then we'll ignore the fact that EA is involved, but Respawn's there. And then this trailer comes out, and it shows me nothing. Even though it was all CGI, they have all the opportunity to hype me up with bullshit. And it was the most.
It wasn't even good CGI.
It was the most. No, it actually, honestly, it looked pretty shit.
Yeah,
I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
And it did nothing to hit. It was the most cookie cutter, plain Jane Star Wars fare. That looked like you took every trope that you could come up with, and then polished off any of that trope that was even mildly entertaining, put a gray filter over the whole fucking trailer, threw it out there and said,
the
here
biggest
comes Star Wars.
The biggest news that came out of that was when they tweeted it out. After they tweeted it, they also tweeted underneath, no microtransactions whatsoever from start to finish. None of that stuff. Single player experience. That's it.
You want a fucking cookie, EA?
Yeah, and then myself and about 50 other people use the GIF. It's a trap.
Well, you know why? Well, it's not even that's just about a trap. So I did something similar to that as well because it's not wrong. However, here's the thing that pissed me off about that. More about it being a trap. EA is pretty much the genesis of the problem that they're now boasting about not having in the game.
Yep. You remember Mass Effect? You remember what they did back in the day? Fucking
dude, everything EA touches is just crammed full of microtransactions and shitty fucking monetization.
Well, I mean, hey, it's got an entire catalog full of bullshit.
And they have been the forefront of figuring out ways to fucking irk money out of people and have come up against issues with many of their games, and they've just fucking stiff-armed their way through all of it. And now they want to get praised for saying that this game isn't going to have that shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't even know if they want to get praised for that. I think they don't want to deal with the backlash of, we can't get excited about this game because your bullshit microtransactions and how shit the last Star Wars games were and how much bullshit that people had to go through. So I'm not sure. I think it was more to save face than to say, look at us. We're doing what nobody does. Well, but I think they're just trying to save face and just end the argument and the bad press before it even starts to boil up.
Well, they tried.
They tried.
Here's
It's a trap.
Here's my take on it and why it's a trap. Okay, it might not have microtransactions in the traditional sense. It's not going to have a bunch of shit that you can spend for $10 or less, which is pretty much what people would consider a microtransaction to be. Instead, it's going to be a season pass for $90 that's going to be $60 for the content and $30 of what would have been in a bundle, but what would have been individual microtransactions anyway.
If they have season passes, fuck them.
They're going to have a season pass.
For a single-player fucking game
You're
experience.
fucking goddamn right they are, because it's going to have DLC, and it will be out probably inside of the first month of that game coming out.
There better not be.
I promise you it is.
There better not be.
Because if there's no microtransactions, season passes are a norm now anyway. And I'm telling you, they are going to bundle heavily stuff that would have been microtransactions anyway into the season pass to inflate the price of the season pass to also make it look like it's more value, despite the fact that you're spending twice as much on this game as you would have normally.
Fuck them. What's next?
A drink of water.
Good stuff. Hit that like button.
Oh, water's delicious. Bro, this low sugar shit, I'm drinking nothing but water and a glass of fucking wine. I have been pissing clear every 10 minutes because I'm just drinking liters of water daily. Let's not get into the big heavy hitting ones here first. Oh, here's one I just want to toss in. Not a huge amount to talk about here, but Game Boy turns 30 this year. 30th birthday for the Game Boy. Yes.
Makes me feel old.
Game Boy was fire, bro.
Makes me feel old.
Can you remember your first fucking Game Boy experience? How friggin' wild it was, even though the screen was, the size of a postage stamp, and it looked like somebody took a highlighter.
My first Game Boy experience was on the original Game Boy.
Yes,
but I wasn't really blown away by it. You know what I was blown away by? The Game Boy Color. That was
really
when
blew some fucking minds.
Like I had the Sega Game Gear.
Right. Which you got some colors on that bad boy.
Yeah, I had the Sega Game Gear. I had.
Did you have 87 batteries laying around at all times for every 5 minutes that you needed to replace them?
I did. In fact, when I moved on your street, I actually that's the handheld I was using at the time.
Oh, really?
When I moved onto your street. But what I got here, I know we're supposed to be talking about Nintendo, but fuck them.
No, it doesn't matter.
What was really cool that I ended up getting was one of these.
Oh, right.
So these,
rechargeable.
For those that can't see, so these had rechargeable battery packs, and you could plug these into the back of your. And
they also kind of doubled as handles.
Yep. Just like that.
Look at that shit.
And then it made you. I mean, if you had small hands, you're fucked.
Yeah,
especially as a kid,
you weren't gonna reach over.
Like it's tough. Like,
handles were a good concept, but
but I mean, it was still really cool because you could just charge up your batteries. I mean, back in the day, this was the fucking tech.
It was.
But the original Game Boy, I liked, and I played a fair amount of it. But the Game Boy Color changed it all.
Oh yeah.
Changed it all.
Well, the Game Boy changed it all because it was
and
pretty
Pokemon
much like
came
the
out
show.
back then. Like holy fuck, man! Nintendo was crushing. I mean, they're still crushing it. But I mean, they were fucking.
Well, they were basically propping the entire industry.
Yeah,
up.
they were the only ones.
Yeah,
and everybody needed to have that shit, bro.
Exactly.
If you didn't have a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color when you were in junior high,
well, you're probably broke.
You were a pleb.
Those plebeian
kids.
You
were a plebeian kid, and your parents were horrible people and broke.
Could have remortgaged the house for like a $300 handheld.
Straight up. You just weren't cool.
All right, what do we got after that? Let's dump right into since you just talked about Genesis Mini.
Let's do it.
10 more games.
What are they, Adam? I actually don't know.
All right, here we go. Let me pull up the link real quick.
So the first 10 were fire.
First 10 were fire.
Like 8 out of 10 of them were just straight fire. Already sold.
There's still some fire in this 10.
All right,
but understandably so. It's not like an 80% win rate like this other one.
No, well, the first one was their big announcement, right?
They got heavy hitters in it, but there's still some good shit in here.
Give me Streets of Rage.
All right, well, first we're going to give you Thunder Force 3.
Okay.
Solid start.
Okay.
Super Fantasy Zone.
Never played.
Neither did I. Musha.
Definitely played.
Yeah. World. Oh, this is this is just, I don't know. I never played it. Also, this title is too damn long. World of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. I don't think I've ever seen that game before. Do you have it?
I think I might own that game. Very familiar.
Might be up there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I don't.
And here you go. You're not just getting Streets of Rage. You're getting the good one. You're getting Streets of Rage 2.
Woo! Give me it!
Streets of Rage 2.
Let's go, bro. That's going to be a retro versus right there.
Fuck,
that's going to be a
game is good.
retro versus video right
I've
there.
only beaten that game twice because it's so fucking hard.
I got that shit on my arcade, man. Like,
it's tough.
You have to. You literally have to cheat. Give yourself credits.
yeah.
Almost all those fucking games,
Shit
man.
kicks my ass. The Hybrid Front.
Don't know what that is.
Landstalker.
That's a good game, David. I forgot about that game.
Oh, you're ready for the next one though.
My body.
I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Is it Mortal Kombat?
Contra Hardcore.
Ooh, fuck. Give me some Contra. Give me some Contra.
Dyna Brothers 2. Not a clue.
Don't know what that is.
And then some Japanese shit. Game no Kanzumi Otakio.
Sure.
Which I just butchered the name of. So the Hybrid Front, Dyna Brothers 2, and that last one I just pronounced were Japan-only titles. So we're getting them
in
the
English.
US in all of their glory.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, no? Oh, no, this is the... wait. Oh, no. Oh, hold on now.
Can you read a list, Adam?
No. I'm sorry. We're not going to get that. Those are Japanese-only titles, those three. So the Hybrid Front, Dyna Brothers, and the other one, only the Japan version. The U.S. version is getting some different shit.
Oh, okay. Speak my language.
Here's the list for the U.S. I'm sorry. I didn't see this. And this was an update that just came in, hours ago. Earthworm Jim.
Woo! Give me that. Give me that game.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Let's fucking go.
Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. That's...
Now, okay. All right.
World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck again. Contra again.
Yes.
Streets of Rage 2 again.
Yes.
Thunder Force again.
Yes.
Super Fantasy Zone again.
Okay.
Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master.
I called out Shinobi last week. We getting it.
Landstalker.
Fuck Landstalker. I don't know what it is.
That list got a little bit better.
Got a whole lot better.
Earthworm Jim.
Shut up and take my money, Sega. It's the only time you're ever going to hear me say something like that.
Sonic 2.
Damn.
Earthworm Jim. Adding some heat.
There it is.
Adding some heat
And
to
that's
that.
not even including the first 10 we got. The first 10, even more fire.
Oh.
A lot of fire in the first 10.
The first 10 was
crazy.
Loaded.
Yep.
So there you go. There's your Sega Genesis Mini update with the latest games. Now, apparently, if you live in Japan, you know what you're getting. All right. After that, we can move into... I wanted to mention this. There is, I think, as of today, 8 of this recording, 8 days, either a little more or a little less. Give it a week to be safe. To get in on the Firmament Kickstarter, Cyan World's puzzle adventure game.
Yes.
There's only 7 days left to try and get that going. This one didn't get funded like the other one did overnight, which is unfortunate because I'm more interested in this than I was Abduction, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. This one looks even more intriguing than Abduction did, and Abduction was a pretty damn good game. This is...
So what if they don't get the money? Obviously, they're still going to go through with it.
I don't know. On Kickstarter, it's either funded or it's not. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So if you want to see it, I know that there are shitloads of people who are thinking that this is just going to get funded and then they're going to buy the game when it gets released. If you're in,
I haven't funded it yet.
If
so
you're
I ought
in
to do
that camp, if you're in that camp and you want to help see it actually get funded, you have 7 days from this podcast to do that.
All right.
You can get in at you can get at $30. You can get in at $70 if you want to get a little more. There's a whole list of shit. But if you want to help get it funded, I think they are somewhere close to 2/3 of the way through.
Oh, they'll get there, man.
So they got 7 days left to get through.
I believe.
It's about, I think the last time I checked, somewhere around 500,000 Canadian left in that time frame. But I mean, I promise you, like I said this in my tweet that I put out earlier today, there are very few game companies left on Earth that I give my money sight unseen. They say, Adam, we're releasing a game. And I say, great, have my money.
Yes.
I don't need to know the name of the game.
Yes.
What the game is even supposed to be.
Yes.
It could be a recreation of Spider Solitaire, but if Cyan is making it,
yes,
I'm buying it.
Yes.
And so if my opinion means anything to anyone, go and back it on Kickstarter. Game name is Firmament by Cyan. You're going to want to get in on it, especially if you like Myst or anything of that nature, because they're the ones, they're the OGs. After that, we have, a little weird. This was a little odd. And maybe you saw this pop up or somebody mentioned it, but the latest Twitch ban was there was a girl, I can't remember what country she's from. Eastern, I want to say it's in Eastern Europe. And she got banned for her Lifeline cosplay.
What's Lifeline?
Lifeline from Apex, the healer.
Oh, okay.
From Apex, because she technically blackfaced when she dressed up. She went like dark bronze, like Lifeline in the game. She bronzed herself to shit to do her cosplay, and so Twitch looked at that and said,
"No,
that's racist. You're banned." Now,
I'm gonna go. I want to.
You want to see? Look her up. You'll see it easy.
Because
it's really like
it has to be for me to be as a black man.
She wasn't accentuating lips.
I have to see.
There was none of that shit.
I have to see the black face
Yes.
because there's a difference between, trying to be. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think cosplay is some of the most cringe. Some of the most.
A lot of cosplay is pretty fucking fire, though, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna be.
People do some sick shit with cosplay.
I'm not disputing that. There are some really talented people that make some amazing costumes and look very similar or identical to the fan art that they're going for.
So this is the chick, so you know what she looks like normally.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I scroll down and see her.
Down. Now for her, I guess the only other piece before you make any judgment calls there, obviously I think the number one thing for me is that at the very least, blackface in the sense that people understand blackface is at the very least you tend to do like you're exaggerating features other than your skin color.
Lips,
right?
nose.
Lips, nose, the usual
just
shit.
Usual racist shit.
Yeah, but that's not what she's doing here.
No.
And then the other thing to take into consideration is where she's from and the fact that this is not an issue. In fact, for her, as far as I remember, she was kind of like she understood and she apologized for it, but she was a little confused at first because she didn't think what she was doing was necessarily wrong. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be an argument that somebody say, well, she's on the internet, so she has to have heard about it before. But that doesn't really, I don't buy that at all. There are a lot of places on this planet in which blackface is not what it's considered here in North America.
Let me make 2 points here.
Shit, even in Europe, this place, the Netherlands, for Christ's sake, has a big problem with some of their
traditions. I'm going to make 2
traditions.
points here. All right. First point. Cosplay's cringe.
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to...
I think some cosplay is cringe.
No,
but
let me finish.
A lot of
let
cosplay.
me finish my thought.
Go for it. I wasn't going to go further than that.
All right. And this is no disrespect to anybody out there that A, enjoys cosplay, B, partakes in cosplay. I have been to many Twitch cons, events, cons, PAXs, all this stuff, and I've seen it all. I've seen some really cool fucking shit too. I've seen people in full-blown mech armor, fucking...
Shit gets crazy.
Shit gets crazy. You want to know what ruins cosplay for me?
What?
The chicks that do cosplay. And that's going to sound sexist. It's going to sound in every conceivable bad way. But what I'm saying is this. The reason why I think it's cringe is because I think a lot of chicks think they're sexy. I think a lot of chicks think that...
There's nothing wrong with them thinking that they're sexy.
Let me finish my goddamn fucking shit going.
Go for it.
A lot of them think they look sexy, so it's a lot of posing and some amateur-like shit, which is cringe.
Very true.
Right? It's like going on Facebook. Everybody knows there's these faces...
More expensive duck face.
Yes. Yes. Everybody knows chicks on their Facebook, dudes don't do this, but everybody knows chicks on their Facebook that just, I don't know what it is. I'm all for a woman feeling sexy and powerful and wanting to, feel good or whatever. But fuck is it cringe when they get some random fuck cuck boy to do their photo shoot at a shitty park where he's got his first Canon T4i camera and he thinks he's fucking god tier at camera angles and they're sitting there making duck faces. I just think it's cringe. I think it's cringe. I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree with what you're saying right now.
And 98%, there's a 2%er like the Grandmasters of StarCraft, but 98% of the female cosplayers. Hell, even some of the male cosplayers, but you just don't see them as much. So I'm going to pick on the females here. This shit is cringe. The faces they make, the poses they make, the hashtags they put, the fucking shit is cringe. They're looking for a reason to put on some makeup and dress like who and what the fuck ever to get some likes on Instagram and Twitter, and it's cringe to me. The ones that do it well, the ones that are professional, the ones that really get the culture, that really understand it. Not the fuckers that are putting on Halloween costumes 365 days of the year. Because that's what it looks like. Bad Halloween. That shit's cringe. This here, pretty cringe. I look at the photo and it's some chick trying to look sexy as this.
Was she really trying to look sexy?
Come on, man.
Let me look again.
Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, she's got
goddamn madness, bro.
I guess.
Just stop the madness.
She's just doing the peace sign duck face shit.
Do I think she should be banned from Twitch for this? No.
Do you really find that racist?
I just find it cringe. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree, it's cringe, but
I'm just gonna be honest. It doesn't look like cosplay to me. It looks like shitty makeup on a fucking girl.
It's a bad cosplay
on Twitch.
It's a bad cosplay.
That's what it looks like to me.
But is it racist?
It doesn't look like gaming.
Because that's what Twitch is banned her for.
It's not racist, no.
Okay.
I don't look at her and go, this is a racist bitch.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think that at all. I think it's cringe.
Yes.
And do I think it could be in poor taste and interpreted poorly? Sure. Do I think she should be banned? No. Maybe a warning from Twitch. Go, hey, you know what?
Well, that's what I was at, because especially since where she's from is obviously a place where this isn't necessarily a hot fucking topic, for Twitch to go, hey, just so that you're aware, we'll give you a warning on this one. At least here on Twitch, that's a no-fly zone. Just send you a warning. And then she would probably do the same thing. She'd go on, she'd apologize because, like she did already, that wasn't obviously her intent.
Yeah. And
everyone goes about their business. But Twitch goes in and drops a fucking hammer.
How about this? What happens if this happens? Where I go, you know what? The only character I think that I would ever want to cosplay would be like Vegeta.
Sure,
Some Dragon Ball Z.
I'm shocked that that's what you're telling me
All right
now.
Okay. So what happens, chat, Adam?
If you take a paint roller and
paint
paint yourself white?
If I take some fucking serious, if I go up and raid Kayla's makeup and put as much fucking whatever they put on their face to make me white.
Not racist, but cringe.
Is that racist? It's cringe. It's
not racist. It's just cringe.
But do I get banned for doing white face?
Probably not, because you're black.
Well, that's fucking stupid. Then that's fucking stupid, right? Isn't that stupid?
Yes. Of course it's stupid. But that's just how it fucking goes.
How could I possibly? Wonder if I hate white people.
Most of the shit
what if I'm like, you know what? They're never gonna know it, but I fucking hate white people, and I'm putting on a white face, and I'm gonna act like this, and I'm gonna put my voice like this, and I'm gonna be white, and they're not gonna do shit about it because I'm black. But yeah, we've got some cringy cosplayer on Twitch. Like 98% of them want to put some shit. Dude, I see bitches literally paint their whole fucking body. I can see their titties. Their titties are there, but they're made to look like a suit.
Yes.
But I can literally see nipples as zippers.
It's like body paint.
Body paint.
There are several that do body paint. They do a good job, but at the end of the day, they're still just painting their tits on Twitch. It doesn't matter that they're doing a job. They're not there
cringe
to do art.
Cringe.
They're there because they know.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yes.
They know.
Yes.
No matter how good the job is, because again, I'm not going to name names, but there are a couple that do a very good job from an artistic perspective.
That's all they fucking do.
However,
they better be good.
However, let's be real.
Oh, I'm real.
You're doing it on Twitch because you get to circumvent the TOS under art to basically have a camera only on your tits for like 4 to 6 hours at a time. That's why you're doing it.
Dude, what happens if I said, you know what? I'm going body paint my cock. and I'm gonna make that part of my suit, and you're just gonna see my shit.
Unfortunately, there's not.
You're
enough,
just gonna see my shit.
There's not enough nipple pasties to fucking cover up the fact that you're just seeing a dick on screen. It just, unfortunately, not quite the same thing.
Well, wonder if I tucked it. Wonder if I tucked it.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Wonder if I tucked it, and I put it on, and I painted that shit. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Dude,
I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
You would tune into it. You'd have to at least tune in to see it.
How would you not? If somebody comes into your chat and says there's a dude tucking his dick, painting it, I'm there in a heartbeat.
Some fucking black dude.
I'm fucking
Tucking
watching
and
that
painting,
shit.
doing his own version of cosplay.
Fucking vajazzling the fucking underside of your dick.
My God, dude.
I'm there watching it.
So now that y'all know how I feel about cosplay in the grand scheme, because there is some good cosplay.
Yes.
And I primarily see it done at like BlizzCon and shit, where there's like real deal cosplay people.
I would say that the split. I don't think it's quite as bad as what you said.
Okay,
I think
94%, 6%.
I think it's closer to an 80-20 split. 80 bad, 20 good.
Come on, man.
Because it's been getting better over time. There's a lot more people getting involved that are actually doing a good job.
But don't you feel like
of it.
this? This is and I could be totally wrong here.
But there's also more people coming in that are just doing like really lazy, go buy like a Walmart bikini and then like.
And I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like a lot of these chicks are just doing it because it's what gets views, it's what gets likes, it's what they think is sexy and cool and what they can get away with without just putting a selfie in a mirror in their bathroom wearing skimpy clothes.
I mean, I don't think I can say that that's all of them.
I know, but that's what I feel because I feel like there's a new cosplay. I feel like the people that really get cosplay and are ingrained into that community and that way of life, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. Like diehard Star Wars fans, right? The fucking guys that go to Star Wars weekend and just be like dress up as stormtroopers, and it's like that's their thing. Those people, absolutely. But I feel like there's a lot of bandwagoner chicks that just get on this because it's what the chicks are doing. They don't have a real appreciation for the art. They don't have a real appreciation for what real cosplayers are doing and all this stuff. It just becomes another means. And I see so much of it that I just think it's cringe. And I see so much that it's starting to become all I see. So now I'm just like, when I see some chick in cosplay going, I'm live on Twitch, I'm just like, why are you on my feed for one? Oh, that's right. 17 people that I follow who I have respect for are liking this shit, and Twitter makes it so that I see their fucking shit, what they like. That's why I see it.
We share a few friends. The power thirst. Power thirst will make you run like Kenyans.
The thirst is fucking real.
Raw berry.
Jesus.
Banana fizz bitch and gun.
What's next?
So anyway,
Adam?
she got banned. So I just wanted to know if you thought as a black man that looked racist, but instead it's just cringe.
It's cringe, bro. Yeah. I don't see racist when I see that shit.
Yeah.
I don't see racist.
No. It's just
Is she
cringe.
permo banned or just temporary banned?
I think it's I don't know what it wasn't. I don't think it was permanent.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
If it's a 24-hour ban, you know what? At some point you just got to suck it up and be like, you know what? Whatever. You know, I think anybody that has 2 cents is gonna know that this chick was not doing it in a racist.
Obviously,
that was not her intent here.
Obviously,
her intent was to look sexy on Twitch.
Yeah,
it failed.
Yeah,
and it was cringe.
Well, for us it failed. For others, it probably didn't fail.
Many people fapped to that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Justin Aguirre is like a millionaire based on the fact that we might find it cringe, but everyone else, likes it.
Sure. It's not racist.
Although, you know, Jessica does do a number of very, very, very good cosplays that aren't hypersexualized, but the vast majority is her with her boob job and a 55-gallon tub of
Sometimes I wish
makeup.
Sometimes I wish I was a 21-year-old single male again so I could appreciate some of this stuff a little bit more.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be
I'm good.
I'm good too.
I think I'm good.
I'm trying to.
I'm good.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm good. I'm fucking good.
I don't need that. I don't need that. Just like I don't need Iggy Azalea. I don't need that, bro. I just don't.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, talking about desperate people, GameStop is. I always fuck that up.
I
every
always
time.
do it too.
GameStop is getting desperate, bro. Desperate times.
I thought they were bankrupt already.
Bring in the cosplayers. Just sign spinners out on the street, but they're in cosplay. They're introducing a new program called Guaranteed to Love It, Jeff. Guaranteed to love it.
Okay, what is it?
So, with select games that they think that everyone is obviously guaranteed to love, if you return the game within 48 hours of the game's launch, so not from your purchase date, it doesn't seem like, but from like if you get it launch day, and if you return it in 48 hours, you get your money back in trade-in credit form. So pretty much the full purchase price. I don't know if tax is included there. That's probably going to be a little weird, but you get all of it back in credit, in-store credit for select titles on launch day.
Select.
So, like, for the first one, it's going to be Days Gone, which is that PlayStation 4 exclusive that's coming, another zombie.
Oh, yes,
whatever.
I saw about that, though, when they're all, like, running like crazy, like 28 days later type shit.
Something like that, yeah. So, that's the first one that's going to be coming in for the program. And I guess, I mean, here's the thing. You're probably going to beat Days Gone in the first day. Maybe 2.
Oh, definitely by 2.
Or you're going to play the vast majority of it. 48 hours is great, but there has to be some more stipulations to that shit because people are going to buy this shit on like a Wednesday, return it on a Friday, and just walk away.
You get a free game.
Free game. But yeah, that's happening. We'll see how that plays out. It's a bold move, Cotton, and they need all the bold moves they can get their hands on because they are.
I mean, I think
dying.
What this is right now, this is a Hail Mary. You know,
that's a hell of a Hail Mary.
This is a Hail Mary
full of grace.
This is like this is like you know, on the Steam thing, you can play a game for 2 hours and then get a refund. This is 2 days. I don't know how many single player games that has taken me more than 2 days to complete. I mean, this isn't a Dark Souls game or anything like that. Hell, the people that play the game just don't like it. They can just take it back and be like, fuck it, I just didn't like this bullshit game. I'm going to take it back. And the people that beat it and be like, yeah, I beat it. I'm going to take it back and get my store credit.
Yep.
It's a bold move.
It is a bold move. We'll see how it plays out for him. You know what else is a bold move?
What?
Xbox. Dropping roughly the same time that PlayStation talks about the PS5. Just to get both names in the circulation at the same time. Xbox One S All Digital Edition, which we talked about before, has been officially announced, and it's available for pre-order now. So I've got the rundown for you. So we already knew roughly what it is. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's an Xbox One S all digital, no disc drive. You download all of your stuff, whether you're using the Xbox Game Pass to get access to your games or just downloading individually as you go. So the stuff we didn't know obviously was like the disc drive size, all that stuff, price. But now we do. So it has a 1 terabyte hard drive. That's not bad. I feel like it needed a 2 terabyte hard drive if it's going to be digital.
2
downloads
definitely would have
only.
been safe. Yeah.
1 is pushing it. I mean, one is still a lot of games.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You know, you're still looking at 15, 20 games depending on the size of the games, or maybe even a little bit more depending on the types of games you're playing. But if you're going to go all digital,
well, you got content too, right? So
yeah,
like you might have different content on your Xbox,
and you can still expand it with external hard drives and stuff. But
yeah.
I think that for this, a 2 terabyte hard drive,
it's not like hard drives are expensive these days anyway.
Yeah, they're not using solid state drives.
Yeah.
They're using regular ass spinning hard drives.
Yeah,
so it's not like they're
digitals
expensive
in there just chilling for fucking $10.
So 1 terabyte, bit of a thin offering on that one. Would have liked to see a bit more, but that's there. It is what it is. Still plays the 4K HDR Netflix, Amazon content, all that stuff. It's still, I think, the only console that does that. I don't think PlayStation does that yet. Somebody who can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's the case. It comes bundled with what they consider to be like the range for like the family. They're trying to get a game for everyone. So it comes with Minecraft. Good start. Forza Horizon 3. Very, very popular game for them. Also not a bad one. And then Sea of Thieves, which just got a really huge content update here in the last week or so. That, despite the fact that it's not huge on Twitch anymore, is still doing relatively...
It is when Summit plays it.
It's still doing relatively well for them, and the content that came out seems to be doing well as well. So you get those 3 games, and it's $50 cheaper than the normal S model. So it comes in at, that's $249 US, $299 Canadian. So you get basically... I don't think it's bad.
I gotta ask.
I would have preferred... So this is what I would have preferred.
Okay.
Don't give me any games. Don't bundle me with shit. Give me a 2 terabyte hard drive and give it to me for $199 US.
Then you're in.
Then I think this is the console.
All right, I got to ask you this, Adam.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit confused.
All right. It's okay. I'll take you there. What do you need?
I have a lot of video games, Adam.
So you have several.
I've got a lot of consoles.
There's at least 5.
At least. I own, quite literally, every single console made. Mm-hmm. Up to Atari.
You don't have the ColecoVision yet, do you?
I have one.
Oh.
I do.
Do you have the Jaguar?
I do not have the Jaguar. So we're going up to Atari, but I do have a ColecoVision. Let's just put it this way.
You have several consoles.
I have several consoles.
Yes.
You know what console I don't own? The only console?
The Xbox One.
The Xbox One. Never owned one.
Nope.
And I'm asking myself here, Jeff, are you ever going to buy one?
No.
Probably not.
Well, there's no reason
and
to.
I can tell you...
other than from collecting now, just to say that you have it?
That would be it.
Because there's nothing that you can play on the Xbox that you can't play on the PC, really, that's worth the purchase.
So my question to you is
for you
this.
and I, anyway.
Yes, but my question is for you. How long has the Xbox been out now?
Well, I think...
It's been a long time. 7 years?
Xbox and PlayStation, I think, released theirs within a similar window in the same year, which I think was 2013.
Okay. 6 years.
Yeah.
Minimum. It's at least 6 years.
It's coming up. Well, it'll be 6 years in the fall.
Okay.
So a little over 5.
Okay. 6 years in the fall.
Yeah.
Why are they still releasing Xbox even today? And if they are, who the fuck are buying these to the point where it's lucrative for them to keep releasing consoles? This thing has been out for 6 fucking years. We've got an Xbox One, an Xbox One S, an Xbox X1 XS. We've basically got an Xbox for like every 2 years, and it's the same console. I can see the original Xbox One and then the Xbox S like getting an upgrade, like the PlayStation 4 to the PS4 S. But who out there is buying this? Seriously, like
So
are people upgrading their Xbox going, you know what? This perfectly working Xbox with a disc drive.
No, this isn't who that's for at all.
Okay,
right?
well then, but who's left?
So at this point, all right. So I guess I'll walk through the logic that I see with this. Okay. So when the Xbox One first released, it was probably the worst. It was the worst release that Xbox ever had for a console. All right. We already know that Don Matrick stuck his tiny micro dick in the company and fucked it in ways that only a micro dick could. They were playing catch up from day one, and it took them over half of the console's life cycle to this point to flip it to the point where people are even seeing it as a primary game device and not something else, right? So it took them a while to get to that point. The sales were bad for the Xbox One.
They still ain't great.
Really bad, and they're still not great, but they have been going up, and for these reasons. So the first good step they took was taking out the Kinect in the original Xbox One S bundle to drop the price, because nobody gave a fuck about the Kinect. And even if they did give a fuck, they still wanted the option as to whether or not they wanted to spend the extra $100 for the console with the Kinect. So they got rid of that. That was a great first step. Then they came out with the S model, which was another great step. Brought in a lot of features that the Xbox One didn't necessarily have, so that it wasn't necessarily something that you'd upgrade to, but it was a thing that would catch the people that didn't buy into the Xbox for those reasons, and now they had a SKU that worked. So that's the primary seller for them, is the Xbox One S by miles. The original Xbox, they're not out there trying to sell your Xbox anymore. That's been completely replaced by the Xbox One S, which is essentially where, in my opinion, the Xbox One really started. Like, that's what started, right? So anything that came before the S is a loss. It's whatever to them. they've also been making this now long enough, that SKU long enough, even with the disk drive, that they have economies of scale and they can crank these out at a reasonable price for themselves from cost perspective. Taking the hard drive out is not hard, and the shell of the case, the only difference is they don't stamp out where the disk drive is. Everything else with the console is essentially the same. So it doesn't incur them any cost to do this, but it also opens them up to the market of people who have no interest in using the disk drive, reducing the cost even further to entice even more people to buy in, and then also be a way to try and gingerly push people in the direction of trying the Xbox Game Pass, which is, their service where you have, I think right now it's over 100 games. When you're in that on the monthly, you can download any of them at any point, play them as you want, et cetera, et cetera. PlayStation has their own version of that, whatnot. And then the Xbox One X is for the people that want the max. They have the money for it, first of all, because the console market is different than PC market. They have the money for it, and they see value in the graphical power and the other capabilities that the X has over the S. So there's really just two SKUs in my mind. And when it comes to the S, it's just deciding whether or not you give a fuck about the drive, and if that $50 plus the bundled games that come with it, which is probably close to $100 value anyway, is value enough for you to have that. So that's the logic for me. And then as to who's still buying it, I mean, people were still buying the PlayStation 2 until, they canceled the production last year.
Yeah, that almost has merit, because of the nostalgic feel of it, and sometimes and how shitty fucking games are these days. You just want to go back and play the old school shit.
I get that, but they came. I mean, they came with
we're talking about a new Xbox coming within 2 years. Like a brand spanking new console.
Yes, but it's going to right now, but that doesn't mean that there's still not 2 years of value that they can generate for people, because a lot of people aren't going to just jump on and buy a brand new Xbox when it comes out for $700, because that's what it's going to fucking cost. Maybe even $900 Canadian. That's what you're going to likely see in that new Xbox, $899. Two controllers and a game.
Nope.
I'm almost positive that's what you're going to see.
Well, I mean, it's a hard no from me.
So the market for a lot of people, especially not in North American markets necessarily, but other countries, lower income and what have you, where it might even be harder for them to get their hands on physical games and stuff, or where they have better internet and they just want that, the S makes sense with the discless drive or the discless console.
I just can't get excited, but it's hard. But it's hard for me. I mean, I know it's not for me, but it's even think that somebody else could be excited about this announcement. It's like, it's just another Xbox, man. Except this one doesn't have it's like how.
So for Microsoft, it doesn't cost them anything,
I suppose.
So it's just exposing themselves to an extended market.
Okay.
Where if people buy it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't, and it doesn't cost Microsoft anything. In fact, it saves them money.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then to go along with this, you've got. They also, and this is why I mentioned the Game Pass as well. They're announcing that I think it was later on this year that they're updating the Game Pass, and that a lot of people were asking Microsoft, a lot of customers were saying, we're paying for Xbox Live Gold and we're paying for Game Pass. They're separate things, $10 each per month in the States, $9.99 a pop each, so $20 a month to have Xbox Live Gold and this, because for Xbox, if you want to have Game Pass and you want to play those games online, you still need to have Gold. So
what you're saying, Adam, is they're going to start bundling.
Well, they're merging them now into one thing if you want to do that. So you still have the option of just Game Pass. You still have the option of, to my knowledge, you still have the option of just Gold, but they're also going to have Game Pass, what they're calling Game Pass Ultimate, which is merging the two and saving
full
you
Netflix
and saving you $5. So you're doing $14.99 a month. You get Gold, you get Game Pass, which is going to end up saving you on the year. I mean, what was it, like $60 or so a year, roughly.
Not bad.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think that's wise. I think that's really good. I think that's going to convince more people to hop on. Not necessarily because, it's probably going to convince people that didn't want
I think it's more so going to be for
thing.
people to get the Game Pass.
Yeah, so
opposed to the online.
So yeah, but if people already have online, this is how I see it. If people have the online and they just, it's the idea of just having it as a thing that's there.
Yeah,
they might not even
$5.
use it.
Yeah.
But for $5,
yeah, why not?
And it's under one bill.
Yeah.
It's different for people to look at two different bills.
Yeah.
But if you consolidate shit, even if it's not saving them that much money. And it's ultimately going to make the company more money, people will tend to buy into that shit.
I agree.
So I think it's a smart choice. It's something people asked for anyway. And so you're going to get that. And I think that's going to pair fairly well as a value proposition for people buying the
this digital
version of the Xbox One S.
Okay.
So there.
Now it would have been cute if they said, okay, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna give a free year membership
that
or free
instead
6
of,
months
that instead of
the
those
games.
3 games.
Then
better.
Then we're talking
better.
interesting.
So
right?
yeah, I could get behind a 2 terabyte.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what?
Well, even 1 terabyte with the Game Pass and the online.
1 year Game Pass.
Yeah.
$200.
There you go.
I think that's
a deal.
A deal that would make more sense to people because think about the used Xbox One S standard market is probably going to bring you in cheaper than $199.
For sure.
Or whatever, right?
For sure.
So
I could buy an Xbox One S right now for probably about 150 Canadian.
Yeah. So, you're up against the used market in that regard, right?
Yeah.
So I think that would have been a better value proposition. We'll see how it pans out for them. But again, it's not costing them really any monony to do this.
Nope.
Necessarily.
All right,
so
cool.
There you go.
All right.
So that was Xbox things that they dropped because at the same time, Sony, we're hearing our first informational pieces about the PlayStation 5.
Interesting.
We've been waiting for a while. I'm actually surprised that we're hearing some of this now and not.
They didn't give
closer
too.
to
They didn't give
E3.
too much though.
Well, they gave more than I would have thought they would have. I mean, you're not hearing about price and shit,
No.
obviously, but you're getting some hints at what's going on here. So they just outright started talking about some specs and letting people know. So in an interview, so they did. The first notable thing is it's equipped with a solid state drive. It's no more spinning drive. It's a solid state drive. We don't know the size of the solid state drive. My guess is it's probably not going to be more than 250 gigs. You're probably going to get you might even get 2 models.
I think so.
120
and 500
and 250. If you can get if they do 250 and 500,
that'd be impressive.
It's going
to be an expensive console to begin with, right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Unless they've got a really good deal with like.
Well, can you imagine
SanDisk or something?
Can you imagine how much bigger these games are probably going to be too?
Well, see, that's the problem. So, but that's never stopped them in the past.
I suppose.
From
And
doing
you
really
fucking know
small-
what these guys do too, right? They go, okay, we're going to give this that now, and then next year we're going to have a new fucking version with the bigger hard drives, and they always start off small. So you're right. It could be 250. Might even be the big one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think if it's 250, there's a better chance they don't go below it. I think they get crucified for 120. I think because that's like one game. I think they actually get hung for 120. So I think 250 is the bottom. And if they do make a second SKU, it would be 500. I would be shocked to see a 1 terabyte because even a 1 terabyte cheap SSD is still running you somewhere around. Even for a manufacturer to get their hands on it,
what I got on my computer now, and it cost me like $700.
So for
the one I had,
now if you get the ones we have now, they're about $400 Canadian. For the manufacturer, that's probably more like between the high 2s, low 3s, because margins on that shit isn't exactly high. So if you're gonna do like half the cost of your console is in your fucking hard drive,
woo.
So I think it's probably gonna come in 250, 500. Regardless, it's an SSD, and that's a monstrous for consoles, a monstrous step up. Loading times are going to be so much better.
Thank God.
It'll be milliseconds to seconds versus 30 seconds to a minute plus in some of the games like Red Dead and like these bigger games.
Yeah.
The chipset and stuff that they're using is from AMD. I think Microsoft is also using AMD as well. I can't remember for sure, so don't quote me on that. But we do know that PlayStation is in fact AMD. It's based on the 3rd generation of the Ryzen family. It's the Ryzen 2, 7 nanometer, real tiny, runs cool, power efficient, and they can do a lot with that because lots of cores that you can strap in. They can divert some to running the the console's UI section, keeping up the game, doing a lot of these like multitasking functions that this generation of consoles tried to do and couldn't quite get there smoothly. That'll definitely help them with that. And then the GPU, the graphics card, is also from AMD. It's the Radeon family. And it's from the unreleased yet Navi, codename Navi line, which is just the next-gen cards from them. It will support ray tracing or a form of ray tracing. Now, how good that implementation is going to be, because my 2080 Ti can barely pull off ray tracing, and that card cost me more than some used vehicles. I don't think it's going to be amazing, but the thing with consoles that you can never rule out with consoles is because they're often custom stuff, a lot of efficiency can be squeezed out of a console where you can't necessarily get that with a custom built computer, because the manufacturers don't know what parts are going in there. But with the console, they know everything and they can program it to be way more efficient.
They fine tune it.
Exactly.
Like a nice vehicle.
Which is why a $400 console can compete sometimes with an $800 PC.
For sure.
It's just the way that it goes. I'm going to get probably killed for even saying that, but that's reality, guys. Just live with it. It's another big one. Actually, before I get to the probably the best news in that whole thing, they're also focusing a lot on audio, which was very odd for me to hear them call this out, but it made sense to me, I guess, is that they're going to be pushing audio, and so positional audio and stuff like that, to get it to be better, and using ray tracing to do it. So instead of using ray tracing, which I'm assuming is probably more intensive if you're doing it graphically, but if you're using ray tracing to calculate sound waves bouncing instead of light bouncing, you could get way more accurate to life sound. So hearing people positionally would be 1,000 times better if it was calculating actual bouncing off of materials, the type of material it's hitting, how much it would reflect off of that material, stuff like that is ray tracing, but with sound.
Okay.
Then he would put a big emphasis on that. And of course, it'd be like Dolby Atmos and all that other nonsense and whatnot, but they decided to talk about it. So if they're making a point to talk about it, we're probably going to hear more about that.
For sure.
And we'll get a much more elaborate explanation of what exactly they're meaning to try and accomplish. But that's interesting to me. I love me some good audio, and damn, there are a lot of good games that have some fucking terrible ass audio.
I agree.
So that's a positive. Biggest positive, backwards compatible PS4.
That's massive.
That's about
That's about as big as it gets.
If they didn't get that, they already lost.
Yep. Well, Xbox gonna have to do the same.
They already planned on doing it anyway.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, they announced that a while back.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, they had to. You know, it would be crazy for PlayStation if they said it's backwards compatible for our entire catalog from start.
Not in a million.
PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5. How fucking fucking dude? They would have my money waiting for them, and my mouth for their cock and balls.
Nope.
Could you imagine? I literally have that big, right beside me, I have that big bulky ass PS3, the backwards compatible PS3. That's the one that I use to play my old school shit.
Of course.
If I could hook up my PS5 and enjoy today's games and yesteryear's games, wow. Wow.
Yeah. It's not going to happen, though.
Fuck.
I mean, think about
that would be fucking huge.
Because, I mean, think about what Xbox has been doing to try and do their old titles. Like how much time and money they've invested in doing these on an individual basis.
Win the console wars. Do it at all costs, bro. You do this. You fucking do this, Sony. You won. You won. You've. I mean, you're already gonna win, but you're gonna literal shit on the competition. You're going to fuck them hard, raw,
it's not gonna
every
happen.
6 ways from Sunday.
It's not going to happen.
Well, fuck,
you
Sony.
know why? Because licensing, bro. If it was all first-party titles that they offered, easy. Problem is, a lot of the fire on the PlayStation 2, not first-party. And just like Xbox has to go...
Figure out a way, use your dick!
Xbox has to go to every single fucking license holder.
Fuck, but figure it out. Why could the PS3 do it?
Well, up front, because it was all hardware and whatnot, but there's a reason, obviously, that they stopped quick with doing it.
They did stop quick.
Yeah. Like it was in the first 6 months.
Yeah, bro. That fucking console is expensive to buy now.
Because it's rare. So.
Fuck. Could you imagine?
Well, that's the dream. It's just never going to happen.
I know, but
like in a perfect world, you know, I mean, there's not. Yeah, there's in a perfect world, it would be as easy as providing hardware emulation and putting a disc in and going the fuck home, and you're done. That's just not going to happen.
How crazy would that be?
It's just so expensive and complicated from licensing perspectives, and that's why Xbox is tackling it the way they're doing it. Is they're gauging interest in games. And then they're doing their best to go after the license holders, get permission, and then implementing it well because it's upscaling 4K, it's doing all the good shit.
Yep.
So they're doing it about as well as you could hope, and that would be if at best that's what you should hope that Sony does as well is a similar program that Microsoft has been doing with the Xbox One X, trying to get that backwards compatibility.
Oh
man, imagine if the next Xbox though had the 360 backwards compatibility. That's not bad either.
Well, that's not bad at all.
There's some heat on the 360.
That would almost sway me to buy an Xbox.
And that's easier to do because of the format. It would be essentially like PS3 on the PS5, right? Pretty much the same format, give or take. Different architecture, unfortunately, with the consoles, which would still make it difficult, but easier for Microsoft to do.
Crazy. All right.
But
anyway,
that's always a selling point. And this generation was really awkward because nobody really provided it. And it's for reasons, you know, it's expensive, but hopefully they get that going. And just as a, you know, the side note, we talked about it earlier, the PlayStation 4 was released in 2013. So by the time this thing comes out, they'll be probably 7 years deep because I think this is a 2020 release.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see both consoles for the first time.
Christmas 2020, November. Boom. It's going to be a console war again.
Yeah.
One that Sony will win.
Oh, man, it's tough. It's a tough sell because Sony made some shit decisions here in the last couple of years.
Sony gonna win this.
It's what will ultimately determine it because it's hard to say because this generation was a write-off for Xbox because of how it launched.
Yeah.
This next one is not the same. This next one is basically like they're launching the 360 all over again, and that was a fire fucking launch for them.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox lives and dies by its Japanese sales, of which it's always struggled to break into. The moment that they can figure out how to sell these consoles in Japan, it'll be a big game changer. And they have been buying up developers, left, right, and center, to try and get some first-party titles because they're looking at Naughty Dog and all these others, and Microsoft says we need that. We don't have Bungie anymore.
They don't have them.
We need that. So we'll see. It will be. It's gonna be a wild time, bro. E3 this year, even though none of them are going to be technically at E3.
E3 week will be fun.
E3 week.
Yeah.
Probably multiple.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be a crazy time. So that was the big heavy hitter this week is hearing about that PS5 stuff.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if that's the last thing that I had here. And I think it is.
I think that's all the big gaming news.
I think that is. So you want to do your sellout spiel before we move on?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Just sell out a little bit.
Hey, hit that like button. If you guys are watching right now live on the stream, there's 160 of yous. I need every one of you guys right now to hit that like button. And then what I also need is if you're listening to this, hit us up with that comment for the algorithm. You can even say, for the algorithm. You can comment about anything we're talking about here. And then, of course, if you want to help us out even more, you can head to our Patreon. Patreon.com/LagTV. Link is in the bio here. And we're itching closer and closer to 3K. We haven't been this high on the Patreon in probably about a year.
It's been a hot minute, bro.
It's been a hot minute. So
you guys are crushing it.
We really appreciate it. And we're putting out a lot of content. And on top of that, if you can't watch the full podcast or you want to go back and watch certain sections, you can subscribe to our Technical Alpha Patch Notes channel, which is in the description of this video and every video that is coming forward. So go over there, subscribe, hit that bell, watch the clips, like the video, algorithm shit. You guys know the drill.
Absolutely.
It's the only way we're going to grow this. We're in this for the long haul, guys. If you guys like the podcast, you can show your love in so many different ways. Doesn't have to be financially. It can just be by hitting that like button, leaving a comment, and showing up.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Movies and TV.
Oh. We're not starting with what you want to start with. We got to save that for the end.
Okay.
KOTOR movie possibilities, Jeff. There are more. The possibilities keep snowballing. Mm-hmm. We've got. You were telling me that old Georgie boy,
George Lucas was on
strolling.
the set.
On the set.
Game of Thrones.
Walking around, taking it in.
Strutting around because...
Seeing what good cinematography looks like.
The
And character development.
Some of the directors from Game of Thrones will be working on a new trilogy for Star Wars.
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy has confirmed
that she has nothing to do with it.
Hopefully. That there are great talks of Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
So we don't know if that's going to be this trilogy. We don't know if it's going to be a show on the Disney Channel or on the Disney Network, which we'll talk about. But either way, good news for Star Wars fans, and even bigger, better news that we have the writers, directors, all that fun stuff of Game of Thrones, the show that's for serious, coming into the Star Wars, because I think a lot of us are hoping and wishing. We love the big Star Wars spectacle movies that are family friendly and just a great time. But man, would we love to have something a little darker, a little more mature, a little more gritty, which seems like we're getting with The Mandalorian, which they...
I mean, if you couldn't do gritty with The Mandalorians, you've already fucked up.
They got gritty going there, but how cool would it be to have movies like that we could see on the big screen? Wow. So a lot of great shit coming out from Star Wars. It was Star Wars Celebration Week. We'll move right into the trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of the Skywalker. Now, there's been mixed feelings about this trailer from a lot of people. Obviously,
I thought it was
okay,
safe, safe. And then I will say this. Actually, no, I'll let you say because I don't want to. We'll talk about the end of the trailer, I'm sure. But so go ahead.
Okay, so my thoughts of the trailer when I first watched it was okay. That was literally it. They showed a really cool scene with Rey doing a flip over what seemed to be Kylo's fighter jet thingy.
They're fighting together, bro.
That was cool to see Billy D, but a lot of it was nostalgia play. And you know what? I think that's what they should do, honest to God, because if they're going to close out the Skywalker saga and the characters that we love for so long, then what Rian Johnson did, I think, was a step back. And I think a lot of people agree with that. I think what JJ did in Episode 7 was enough nostalgia. We had the old characters show up. We got some closure. We had some new characters come in and intertwine with the old characters. And then Rian Johnson came in and just killed everything you loved, literally, and said, you know, I'm going to tell this story. Now JJ's coming back and kind of bringing it full circle. And I think this is going to be a big fan service. I think Star Wars not only needs to do this for the good grace of their fans that feel like they've been burned, but I also feel like, as much as I hate movies that play it safe and movies that don't push the envelope and don't push the narrative in any way, I think because of this has been going on so long with these characters, with the passing of Carrie Fisher, with what happened with Luke, what's going on with all the old characters, I think this would be a good time to give the fan service one last time, give the fans what they want. Maybe not what the creators maybe envisioned or creatively speaking, but just give them what they want. And then when they go to the next trilogy, when they go to the next stories, then be creative, where the expectations are still going to be high, but where you're no longer in that same sandbox and they have the freedom to do so. So I was okay with the fact they were safe. I thought the trailer was okay. I thought the Palpatine thing at the end, really stretching to hit with the fans and get them excited about Star Wars. Once again, we saw Death Star again, more Death Star, but this is and I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I really am. And I watch the podcasts. I listen. I don't give a fuck about no Death Star. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm tired of seeing the goddamn Death Star. But you know what? If they got to get out of their goddamn system and just end it, let it.
What do you mean get out of the goddamn system? They did a first 3 trilogy fucking thing to get out of the system, and now they're doing. Then they did a second one, and now they're doing a third trilogy getting out of the system.
I know.
It's one note.
I know.
Jeff, I have a question for you. What is the purpose of this trilogy? Because we have almost tracked.
Yeah.
With great accuracy, the original trilogy, including having the original fucking characters and actors in this trilogy, taking up major screen time.
Yeah. You know,
what is the purpose? Is this trilogy?
Money.
No, I get, but is this trilogy to put an arbitrary, cap on what was already capped with the original characters? Is this to prop up new characters to send Star Wars off into the future as a property?
Yeah.
Or is this trying to do some sort of fucking middle ground where for me, it's not doing either of them well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of pisses me off.
Yep. Hey, and you and hundreds and millions of fans out there, you know what I think they tried to do? I think JJ came in and did it right on the first episode. Honestly, it wasn't. Episode 7's not a bad movie at all. There was enough of the old characters, and it really felt like not only were the old characters not in the forefront, but they continued that story, and it was almost like they were physically handing off the baton and the torch and saying, "Go, may the Force be with you. Go." Then Rian Johnson came in,
and then he did this,
and then that's with the lightsaber.
And I wanted to fucking slap Rian Johnson in his whore fucking mouth.
I know. And that's the problem when you've got different directors for different movies, all with different ideas.
For those listening, that was me mimicking Luke throwing the lightsaber in the first scene of the fucking second movie.
And how epic the last movie stopped and ended.
Damn it!
I know. So
are you kidding me?
No, he's not kidding you.
Titty milk!
Yes, I know.
The fuck did they do to Luke?
I know. Well, we're gonna find out. So, I'm more excited for this than I was 8. Well, actually, be honest, I'm not. I was excited for 8 because I thought we were gonna continue something cool. But I'm more excited now that JJ's. If this was Rian Johnson again, I'd be like, nah, fuck. It gets me a little excited because I believe in JJ. So I'm hoping that he can end this. What do you think Rise of the Skywalker means? Do you think
sure shit ain't Kylo's dick?
Because no, a lot of people. Okay, so when
here's a question for you: if Kylo is masturbating by himself and he just blows a load out into fucking space, does it end up on fucking what's her face's face anyway?
Rey's?
Yeah,
maybe.
You had that weird fucking stupid shit where it was like a splash of seawater out of fucking nowhere.
I remember that. Yes, that was stupid.
What the fuck?
It was using the Force
was that
so
movie?
much that they could almost.
It's shit.
Yeah, it is shite.
Who the fuck okayed any of that?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Fuck yourself.
She probably does. So, the Rise of Skywalker. Some people think that this is the redemption story of Kylo because Kylo is technically a Skywalker, although he goes by a Solo because, he's Leia's son and Harrison.
Bro, the way this is going, it's neither of them. It's a fucking random dark horse. It's the kid with the fucking broomstick at the end of the second movie.
Well, here's the thing, Adam. This is my prediction. I don't think you're wrong, but this is what
I better be wrong.
No. but you're right in the wrong way. Here's what I think. Episode 8 was called The Last Jedi, okay? So, The Last Jedi could be what Rey was, or what I think was what Luke was. I think Luke was the last Jedi, okay? And Rey and Kylo...
Well, I think we already established that he was the last Jedi.
He was the last Jedi. But some people thought maybe Rey was the Jedi, right? Or was going to become the last Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe Luke was the last Jedi, and now that he's gone... Spoiler alert. I mean, you should probably already know this by now. Now that he's dead.
Oh, he's coming back, bro.
No, as a Force ghost.
Yeah.
As a Force ghost. He's not going to come back to life.
No.
But he's gone. So he was the last Jedi. what we've seen now is we've seen this sort of middle ground where we have Kylo, who's not quite he's dark side, but he's dabbling with the light side. We've got Rey, who's kind of the gray Jedi, like, you know, or even what Luke was sort of wanting to become, sort of, he even wore gray, where it's not quite good, not quite evil, so on and so forth. This is what I believe. From here on out, the Jedi are dead. And now people that are Force users, like the kid with the broom, they're now going to be called Skywalkers. They're no longer going to be called Jedi because of the legend of Skywalker.
The amount of cringe that you're actually just describing to me right now,
I believe
is on thought cosplay
I believe
levels.
that it's now going to be a clan of Skywalkers. People that have the ability to use the Force are no longer going to be called Jedi, but now they're going to be known as Skywalkers. George Lucas originally, Luke Skywalker, that wasn't his real name.
No, it was something else.
It was something else. And Skywalker was supposed to be the type of it was supposed to be a Jedi, essentially. It was supposed to be this type of being, like this however it is. Now, I believe it's all coming full circle. I think the Jedi died. He was the last Jedi, and I think now it's going to be the Force users. Not necessarily good, not necessarily evil, but people that can tap into the Force. They will now be known as Skywalkers from here on out. And all future trilogies, all future Star Wars lore, canon, everything, they're going to be known as Skywalkers.
No.
I don't think there'll be Siths. I don't think there'll be Jedi. I think there'll be Skywalkers, and then whatever the dark side come up with.
No.
And that's why I think that is the rise of Skywalker.
The Sith, it would be going against everything Star Wars, because there's always a master and one one apprentice.
Hey, that's what I'm going with. That's what I think.
That would be probably the most. I would be done with Star Wars. I'd officially stop. I'm already pretty fucking close anyway. They've done a pretty good job of. Like, I'm serious when I say that. While and I'm gonna be hypocritical here. Other than a couple of moments in these films to this point, the reason I went to these films, like many other people, was to see Luke, Leia, Han,
yes,
Chewie,
yes.
Because what they've been, the entrappings of the new shit is garbage. And it's garbage in the way that it's a almost fucking pixel perfect recreation of the original fucking series all over again.
Except for 8. That was garbage. 7, yes. 7, yes. I think in 9 we're going to get a lot of answers. I believe Palpatine will be back also in the form of...
But I mean in terms of like the arc of how even the characters go.
Yes.
Like, I'm not just talking about the fact that they have a fucking Death Star in goddamn almost every single movie.
Yes.
It's
I'm with you. They you know what? It's I'm not disputing
at this
that.
point,
I believe that Palpatine is going to have something to do with Rey. I believe that she's going to be related to. Rey's going to be.
So did Palpatine? Is Palpatine Force ghosting himself and strapped himself to the Death Star for all this time?
Here's the thing.
Like a Sith relic.
Here's the thing. What ultra Star Wars fans will be mad about is Sith can't use Force ghosts. That was the great thing about being a Jedi and being true to the Force and being a good person. It's like going to heaven, right? If you're a bad person, you go to hell and you don't get to enjoy the afterlife and spend time with,
But if anything in the KOTOR universe is canon at all, which I think they kept some of it.
Some of it probably, but I wouldn't speak
the
on it.
The Sith had holocrons, which were a kind of a technical, like a technically physical version of Force ghosting yourself that you could still technically interact with, and they were using for teachings instead of Force Ghost actually being there doing it. But I mean, at this point, with the liberties that they've been taking along the way, fuck if I know what's going on in there. But the fact that I'm even seeing not just a recreation of a Death Star like we had in the first one, but the actual fucking Death Star from the original trilogy. Come on, man. Really? That's all you get. You have nothing left
All
in
I
the
heard
fucking
was
tank. Pretty sure that was Mark Hamill doing the laugh, for God's sake.
No, it was the actual actor.
Was it
and then
Palpatine from the prequels?
Yeah, and he came out on stage.
There you go.
And then he said, "Roll it again." And then they rolled the trailer again. Everybody went crazy.
God damn it.
Use the Force, the dark
At
side.
this point, that all I can hope for is that Qui-Gon Jinn in Force Ghost makes an appearance for 5 seconds.
I actually think we're going to see Darth Vader. I think, but we're going to see like a young Anakin version of him, like the crazy one. I think we're going to see. I think they're going to tie it all together. So I mean, who knows? A lot of Star Wars talk. What else is going on? Disney coming out with their service.
The Disney service is
Bro.
coming. Thousands and thousands of
Endless amounts,
contents.
the whole Disney catalog.
If you're a parent, which shout outs to you for being one,
Yes,
then
it's a must.
Instead of Kai watching bad soap operas with Kayla all day,
Yes.
you can watch Disney
all day, every classic Disney's ever made.
Yes.
The Simpsons, every episode of Simpsons going on there. They have all. Oh, and listen to this. When a movie comes to digital, so say when Endgame comes out, and Endgame comes, and then it goes to Blu-ray. When it hits Blu-ray, it goes on the fucking service too.
well, that
Boom.
just makes sense.
So you don't have to buy the Blu-ray if you don't want. If you're on the service, you get the movie. They have like 20-something plus new series coming out. They announced a bunch of Marvel shows, the Loki. They had all kinds of different shit going on, and on top of that, $6.99 a month
For the first year.
Oh, it gets cheaper if you buy the year up front. $69.
Bro, I promise you
Oh,
right
it's
now
going up. Oh,
that is going to triple. In
oh, I don't think it'll triple. I think it'll go
5 years.
Oh, in 5 years.
In 5 years,
Yeah.
it's $15.99 a month.
But dude, to start off at $6.99 and you have access to all of that shit and all of the shows that they're coming out with, and within the first fucking 2 years of a year of it coming out, dude, holy fuck! The new Star Wars Mandalorian show is coming up this fucking year, coming, and the shit's getting released this year. Disney's came out and rushed it. Bro.
Okay, so here's the double-edged sword that are all these services. So Netflix has, in doing what they've done, has allowed them to create a lot of their own content, and Netflix has produced some really good shit, whether it's TV shows or movies.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that, so that's been great. So we've been able to get more than just relying on them getting access to traditional licensing for the content that's out from other places.
Yes.
With Disney, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to get all their catalog, plus they're going to take a lot of the funds and stuff into, like we've discussed, they're making some TV shows. They're going to be exclusive to the platform and stuff. That's lovely. It's hard for me to get excited about this stuff because all I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing us going from the era of paying for cable subscriptions to a brief era of not paying for cable subscriptions, right back into the era of essentially paying for a cable subscription again.
Yeah.
Because there's going to get to a point where there's going to be at least 3 services you're going to want to have at any given time.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up paying exactly the same amount of money for what we did when they were running us up like a fucking champion for cable packages. We're literally just coming full circle.
Yes and no. I don't fully agree with that. What I like with this is in the old school cable days, you used to just buy cable and you'd watch 3 or 4 channels and that was the show. You were forced to buy in on basically everything. Here you get to pay for what you want. So if you want Netflix, which most people have.
But there's a really good chance, is what I'm saying. There's a really freakishly good chance that because these things, in order for them to bring more people in, are going to be running exclusive content.
Of course.
Like you and I,
yeah,
we're going to want to watch that Star Wars shit.
Of course.
Okay. On Netflix puts out a fair amount of stuff that I'm going to want to watch.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to assume at some point, if Amazon doesn't end up making it more enticing.
Yeah. We've got Amazon Prime, right? I'm already a Prime user, so I have access to their catalog regardless.
In the States, a lot of people, Hulu, for example.
Yep.
and there's exclusive content that continues to get put on all this stuff.
Yep.
There's going to be 2, 3. I mean, it's not like it's going to stop. It's not like there's not going to be any more services. It's not like Disney's the last service that's going to come out here.
I don't think so.
This is going to continue.
Yes, but who else is going to come out and I think there's going to be like a big 3, or at most 4. And they all range. They'll probably be $14, $15.99.
The prices all keep doing this.
Of course, like everything in life. Like everything. I mean, everything
but what
goes
I'm saying
up.
is we're coming full circle.
The amount of content that I watch on Netflix is absolutely worth my subscription. The amount of content myself, my son, my wife will watch on the Disney for $6.99, hell, even $14.99 is going to be worth it. I don't watch stuff on Amazon. There's been no big thing. Same with HBO. I buy HBO for Game of Thrones. I'll gladly spend the $20 or whatever for the couple of months that show's running, and that's be gone. I go to the movie theaters, Adam, and I go once a week, most weeks, and I'll spend $40, $50 to have a night out, and it's whatever. If it costs me $60 for 4 different things, on Twitch alone, I've got like 9 different subs to different channels. This is I pay for what I want. And I like the fact that now I can choose where I want to give them my money. If they aren't coming out with what I like, or I don't feel like there's value in there, I don't subscribe to that shit. I think what Disney's done here is nothing short of amazing, especially going up against juggernauts like Netflix. The fact that they pulled they're about to pull the rest of all of their stuff off Netflix. We're going to be getting their entire Disney catalog, which is endless amounts of, I actually don't even think I could consume in a lifetime, the amount of stuff that is going to be on there. So I am totally fine with where it's going. I agree with you. It is starting to add up. Absolutely. And there will become a time where it's going to probably cost $20 a month. Another 5 years from now, $20 a month in 3-4 different places, $60, $80 a month for television. But the reality is, I don't really watch normal television anymore. Pretty much everything I consume is on demand or on a streaming service. I can stream it from wherever, on my phone, on a fucking Nintendo Switch, on a PlayStation, on my TV, anywhere. I could be, and I have access to it whenever. So I am actually okay with spending the amount of money. If Disney came out and said it was $9.99, I would have been ecstatic in and itself for $10 and all that stuff and all the content they have planned. I'm down for it. So I'm not hating on Disney for this. This is, for me, I'm excited, especially, and I have a little one. I can show them all the movies. I don't have to pull out a VCR or, go out and try and buy Blu-rays or whatever. And the fact that they're releasing all of it and we're getting a bunch of exclusives, I'm in.
Oh boy! All I know is that the next decade, since this seems to be like this year and last year seems to be with these announcements and stuff, seems to be the tipping point of where these services are starting to really take over, and people are hopping on the bandwagon. Networks are trying to get in on it as well. Everyone's gonna. The next 10 years is gonna be very interesting, and the more competition, the more it's going to cost these companies.
We've even seen it with UFC
to be in it.
You even see with UFC with ESPN Plus.
It's going to be.
I'm okay with paying for individual programs or individual companies that create the stuff that I love. I will pay for it. I pay for shit that I like. If they stop making shit and it's not worth it, I unsubscribe. That's the way I look at it. I mean, fucking cable bills alone are fucking still $100 and something bucks to get digital and all this other stuff. There's going to come a time where I'm literally going to cut off my goddamn cable and be like, I'm done. Everything is smart TV'd and everything is linked up. Why? For what? So I can watch 1 or 2 reality shows or fucking watch American Idol? I can see that shit and they post all of it the same night on fucking YouTube without commercials. So it's going to get to the point, literally. In fact, I think within 2 years tops, I'm done with TV. That's where we're coming. I'm just going to say, fuck it. It's over. I'm saving $100 here, and I'm going to dump the $100 where I want to consume. Boom.
Buckle up. But yeah, it's great that they're doing it. I'm looking forward to seeing how their production stuff that they're doing in-house ends up being, because Netflix really surprised me with the quality
Disney,
of stuff.
Bro.
Obviously.
It's Disney. This isn't like Netflix is nice.
Yeah.
And even Netflix still has some stinkers.
But Disney also is on board with the current Star Wars movies that I'm not a fan of. So now I want to, if they're going to do Mandalorian
I understand, but
shit
good news,
and Knights of the Old Republic.
The shows that they're producing and the people that are making these shows, like Jon Favreau making a Mandalorian show and stuff, they're doing all the right things. Dude, you look at what
But is Disney going to allow...
There's not going to be a Game of Thrones on the Disney Plus network. But we're going to get Disney. We're going to get the Marvel shit we like. We're going to get more Star Wars. We're going to get more entrenched stories. I mean, if we get 10 episodes of Mandalorian, that's 10 hours of Star Wars that we can spend time with characters and shit. They're going to keep doing their big epics, and then the big epics are going to go on the Disney Channel. And we get the catalog. Disney's going to win here. Disney's taking over the fucking world, bro. They're buying up everybody.
Buying everything, yeah.
They've won, bro. They've won. They're going to do what Netflix did, but better, bigger, better. They're going to shit on Netflix, bro. They're going to shit on Netflix.
I don't really see. Here's the thing is I don't want them to win so hard that the market becomes fucking like two people or one person. Because the nice thing that Netflix did was it got us away from cable bullshit. Mm-hmm. Okay? I don't want that to just revert where Disney has so much fucking power that they
already have the power, bro.
They dictate the market in such a way that we end up in this shitty competition zone again.
It's the way movies are right now. Disney just fucking runs the gauntlet, bro. They're about to run the online streaming service too. They just bought Fox. They just got like all of Warner Brothers shit. They just bought up the fucking world, bro.
Yeah.
They just taken over.
I would love to know how Disney managed to buy.
It was a huge legal thing, right? For monopoly.
Without them going, hey.
Oh, it was.
That's definitely monopoly territory here.
Yeah. I don't know how they pulled it off.
Money.
Yeah. Money, lawyers, more money, lobbying, money.
No, when people talk about stuff not being a monopoly in the States because they mention like two other things are in the market or some shit, I'm like, bro, don't be that fucking stupid. Halo TV movie, Halo TV series announced who their Master Chief is going to be. And it's going to be Pablo Schreiber. Or Scriber?
Don't even know who that is.
Yes, you do. If you watched any Orange is the New Black, did you?
I watched the first 2 seasons.
Porn stash.
Oh yeah, white dude, the jail guy,
But
the officer
whose literally name in the show is Porn stash.
Yeah.
Yes, that's him.
He's Master Chief.
Well, I mean, the thing is, are you ever going to see his face? So does it matter? Right? Like, if it's Master Chief true to the games to any degree, you're never going to see him take his helmet off anyway.
You're guaranteed going to see him take his helmet off.
And even if you do,
he's not the guy I want to see underneath a Master Chief mask. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, same here. So that makes me think that we're probably not going to see him all that much.
I hope not.
I mean, he's not like he's a big enough name actor that he'd absolutely needs to get his face out there.
What I envisioned underneath that mask is not porn stash.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's the farthest thing from it.
Yes.
You could have put Henry Cavill in there before him, and it would have made more sense to me.
Yes, you could have put Tom Cruise in there, and
on stilts,
and I probably would have been like, okay, not what I envisioned, but okay.
We don't even know what the fucking TV show is even going to really encompass yet.
I do not see them making a show where their main actor does not show their face
I'm
ever.
I'm with you. I don't have any faith in this shit.
Zero fucks.
At all.
Oh.
At all.
I'm here to watch it burn.
Halo has been, outside of the game portion, has been so fucking shittily handled that I don't have any... There's been a couple of like decent... little shorts, like movie shorts and stuff that they've done.
Like YouTube stuff I saw.
But honest to God,
fiction.
dude.
Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do a Halo movie when he just before he did District 9. District 9 is probably in my top 5 sci-fi movies of all time. That movie, when it first came out, it's still fire. If you guys haven't seen District 9 and you're a sci-fi fan, watch that fucking movie.
It's a good movie.
He had some stinkers afterwards, like Elysium wasn't all that great, but District 9, holy fuck. And if you watch it, a lot of the vehicles, a lot of just the look, everything was what he was planning to do for Halo. And since they didn't greenlight Halo, because at the time they weren't sure and Halo was doing its thing, he went with District 9. Thank God he did, because it was fucking fire. But ever since then, when that dream died with Neil Blomkamp, I died with it. I said,
gone.
I don't need to see it. And now that we're fucking like 9, probably 9 years later.
This has been such a fucking bad, like, purgatory roller coaster. I just don't think. I don't
Literally, you want to watch Halo? Watch District 9 and pretend it's Halo. That's it.
That's pretty close.
Just watch it.
You're just not getting Master Chief.
You're just not getting Master Chief.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Just watch District 9 and call it a day. Fuck Porn Stash. We got a $5 super chat coming in hot.
He did a good job on Orange Is the New Black, though.
Yeah, he was funny.
Played that. He played that part.
He was a dick too. He
played the part of the asshole.
I just don't
real well.
Listen, he might be able to. He might be that actor that just covered his face.
Maybe
Fine.
he's gonna fucking surprise us.
Dude, don't show me your face. Don't do that for me. Don't ruin Master Chief.
Master Chief has a porn stash.
Said, wow, I can't believe I finally caught you guys live. Been watching you for 8 years. You guys are awesome.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, boss. Also, Jacob had a $1 one earlier, so thank you, Jacob, as well.
Well, there you go. And I think this is €5, which is probably like $7 Canadian.
$500 Canadian dollars.
Yes. So thank you.
Shoutouts.
Muchly appreciated.
I think it's time, Jeff. Are you ready?
Oh, fuck.
Are you ready?
Game of Thrones.
Spoilers! Fucking close down now!
You're gonna get your shit spoiled. Fucking leave now or be salty. Game of Thrones. Season 8, Episode 1. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, mute it. Come back later for the tech support, whatever. Or just stick around if you don't give a fuck. It happened. Adam, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate it. No explanation. Give me a number first.
I won't give you a number, but I'll give you a sentence. If I was a little bit more tired than I was, I could have fallen asleep.
Woo!
It was a 5.
Oh! Oh! Fuck! He said a 5?
Maybe a 6.
What?
Maybe a 6.
Oh, we got some talking to do.
Yeah, maybe a 6. I could push it to a 6.
He said a 6.
And a lot of it, though,
He said a 6.
is not necessarily the episode's fault. It's that the episode had to be the way that it was to set up the rest of the season.
He gave a 6.
But it was like a 6.
Damn. So you're in the camp of not in the top 10 episodes of Game of Thrones ever.
Not even close.
You're in the top 5 worst?
No, because I don't necessarily think that it. Well, no. Well, maybe.
Damn.
Top 10. Worst.
Jesus. He forgot about the Shame series. Okay. All right. I agree.
I mean, the Shame thing was bad.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
It was dragged out about 5 episodes more than it needed to be.
I agree that it wasn't as... It didn't...
And I'm not saying it from the perspective that I was hoping that it was going to be bombastic and fucking crazy. No. I'm just rating that as the episode.
I would give it, out of 10, an 8.
Okay. That's a little steep. That's setting the bar for the rest of the series
very high.
Pretty fucking high.
Well, why not? It's the last season of Game of Thrones. Now, the reason why I give it an 8 out of 10. Fuck! 7.5.
You're just coming down.
I'm coming down a little bit.
I'm at a 5
because I want to let my fanboy.
I'm at like a 5.
I want to bring. Oh man, not a 5, man. A 5?
Yeah. Yes.
So what pissed you off? Like what didn't do it?
It's not that it doesn't piss me off. It's not like I sat there angry when I was watching it.
Yeah. You just weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it. But again, it wasn't necessarily. See, here's the problem, Jeff. Like we talked about last week, they have 6 fucking episodes.
That's all they got.
And so the episode that was going to be the launching pad was set up to be bad. Mm-hmm. There was no way. Well, I can think of one way this episode could have been better, but there was no way that they could have really done that episode any better than they did just by the nature of what they're up against in this last season.
Yep.
They can't. That doesn't change the fact that I'm going to give it a higher score because I'm like, yeah, well, I know what they struggle with. It's still a fucking 5. But it was set up for that. I'm not going to call it a failure. I'm just going to say that that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
Is that they have 6 episodes. There has to be a setup episode.
Yep.
And this was it.
Yep.
This was like watching, it was like watching a fucking high school reunion for an hour.
Yes.
With one of the most cringe. You know what I talk cringe?
Oh, I know.
Cringe.
I know.
Fucking scenes.
I said it out loud.
When. Fuck! So maybe I'm a little pissed.
You're pissed, man. It's okay. You
With
waited
this
a
one
long
scene,
time for this.
With this one scene.
The dragon.
The fucking
The dragon. I know.
dragon
the
scene.
Fucking, my God, I hated
and she says to John.
I hated it.
She sits there. She said, what did she say to it? Warm your queen up or whatever the fuck she said. Or like.
It was Twilighty.
It was something like that. I felt like I was watching fan fiction.
You were.
Fuck, that was bad.
It was horrible.
I physically. I had a physical reaction.
I had my wife and son sitting beside me, and I think out loud I said, pardon my French, I said, this is gay. I think that's what I said. I really truly think that those were the words that came out of my mouth because I'm watching Game of Thrones. When in the fuck in the whole fucking saga series ever have we gotten that type of love bullshit teen-like shit? Did they forget what their audience was for 10 minutes? I understand. I get it.
And then we did the fucking literally a whole new. You could have put. In fact, if you looked right now,
oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, it's guaranteed to happen.
I promise you, there's an Aladdin fucking whole new world laid over top of Jon Snow, holding on to the dragon, going, "Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
No one to
What do I hold on to? Anything."
Yeah, it was bad, man.
Fuck.
That part was bad.
Fuck!
That was my biggest...
And what did it serve but one minor thing? The fact that Jon was allowed to ride the dragon did not tip off, apparently, Khaleesi...
that he's Targaryen.
That he's a fucking Targaryen!
I also believe that at the end, when the dragon looks at him and that weird fucking...
That was Bran watching his brother fuck her.
I think that was Bran warging in on the dragon.
His entire character's existence is to watch brothers and sisters fuck each other. He did it in the beginning of the show, and he's ending first season. Watches the fucking Cersei and fucking what's his face, fucking Jamie banging in the tower. Oops, I'm a cripple, and now he's at the end of the show,
everybody.
and he's watching Jon fuck his sister. Everyone's just banging brothers and sisters, and Bran is there watching it all. The only difference is that now he can do it from the comfort of a wheelchair.
It looks like an uncomfy wheelchair too. That shit don't have no cushion.
It's hard to get a read
nothing.
on him. He doesn't have any emotion. He's just kind of sitting there looking like he's high as fuck.
I agree. That was the worst scene in all of Game of Thrones.
Definitely.
Since day one.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And I seriously mean that.
It was one of the worst scenes in any high production show I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was
ever.
Not only was the dragon CGI at parts not up to scuff.
In fact, the CGI of that entire episode
not great.
Tells you one thing.
Oh, well,
the episode that's coming.
They put all their budget
in the battle.
Yeah.
It's all there.
It's all there. Because
shit looked like season 1.
I was not impressed with the CGI there. I was definitely not impressed, not only with the acting of the scene, and mainly because probably the writing was absolutely atrocious. I mean, she even said like, we could just stay here for 1,000 years or some fucking goofy ass shit like that. But yet, there wasn't anything in her path for the longest time that could stop her from reaching her goal. But yet she could, listen, that part sucked. And I almost just want to forget that ever happened. But unfortunately, it's there until the end of time.
Seared in your mind
It's seared in my mind. It was horrible. It really was that bad. So that was the worst part of the episode by far. And that knocks it down 2 points right there. Just boom. From a 10 to an 8 instantly. Like, boom. And the fact that not a lot was happening leading up to there, so that you were already like, come on, fucking, let's get to the good shit. You know what I mean? So that part was bad.
A little rough.
The other parts that I don't like, which is why I'm bringing it down to 7.5.
Okay.
And maybe by the end of this, we might get to a 7. Because I'm starting to remember how fucking bad that dragon scene was, bro.
Dude.
It was fucking... And not only that, you know what? It's a 7. Not only that...
Pretty soon you're going to be down with me in my territory.
I can't go to a 6. I can't go to 6. But I'm going to tell you this right now. We waited so fucking long for Jon Snow to jump on one of those fucking dragons and ride it, because we know he's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
We know that it's inevitable. There's 2 dragons left.
Yeah.
You put 2 and 2 together. We see the previews of the first episode where everyone's looking up at the sky and they're flying. I could only imagine Jon Snow's going to be on one of them flying around. And this was the payoff we got. This wasn't even a payoff, bro.
We didn't pay off. We paid for it.
We paid for it, yes. And I wish it never happened. I wish it never happened. Here's where the other point comes down now. The other full point. Everything, it was a reunion episode, which is what we needed. We wanted to get everyone.
It had to happen.
We wanted to get everybody.
It had to happen.
I liked the Sansa Tyrion meetup. I thought that was well.
They handled that
was
scene
good.
well enough.
I love the Arya, the Hound, and Gendry. I love that thing there, especially that witty line where she said, like, you know, I robbed you first, right?
Yeah.
I still believe Gendry and Arya even more so now. That they're gonna be, they're not only gonna fall in love.
Can we talk about the fact that Arya handed him a picture of a dildo and asked him to make one?
Yeah, that's with
I'm
dragon glass in the end, I think.
Yeah.
I
If you're
believe
brave enough.
I believe that they are gonna. He's gonna be the one on the throne.
Okay.
And I think she's gonna be. I predicted this on our prediction.
I remember.
Episode, and I believe she's gonna be the one that's gonna be the queen and stand by him. But
I think Gendry's dead.
no, I don't. I don't think so. He's been no. So that was good.
You know why? Because they're hinting at romance between the two of them, and so
don't do it.
Gendry dead.
Don't do it. Don't do it. So we have that. That was good. Okay. The most badass thing was when Bran and Bran had this perfect line.
I need the drugs that Bran's on because he looks like he's having the best time in that head.
Bro, he's high as a motherfucker. It looks like they smoke so much dope and then says, just go and be high.
He's toasted.
Bro, he's sitting outside and he goes, what are you doing? I'm waiting for an old friend.
Best line of the whole show.
Bro. And then when Jamie shows up at the end.
And just
and you just get, I said, oh, and I didn't even know. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Jamie going to a new hairstylist.
Yeah.
For like the 4th time in the series.
It's okay. He's got to have a nice new look, right?
He's got to be undercover. Nobody could possibly know it's Jamie Lannister with brown hair.
When Jamie got off and the acting that he did of like.
Oh, he nailed it.
Oh my.
The realization.
He couldn't believe it. And Bran waiting.
You know, one of the best fucking images I saw online was Jamie's face, and then it was the cut to Bran,
yeah.
And then next to Bran in text it said, "Could you give me a push?"
Fuck, Jesus Christ! It's so bad, so wrong, but it's so funny.
That's so
perfect.
good.
So
good.
The other so getting back to where it loses the point. I felt the episode in general was rushed. And listen,
yeah,
but they didn't need to rush it
because you get rid of the dragon scene.
Well, for one, you could definitely do that, but for
open up some space right there.
But for 2, the episode was 56 minutes.
It was short.
It might have been 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Why not make the episode longer? Make it an hour episode, and give us more time on those reunions. I felt the Arya and Jon reunion, although it had its moments of feel good, I didn't feel like it was long enough. I also didn't find that the Sansa Tyrion was long enough. I felt like there could have been a little bit more banter there, a little bit more of like, you know.
At least the banter was good that we got between the two.
It was well done when it happened.
Yeah.
Would have been nice just to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
And where I felt like they needed even more time was the big reveal to Jon Snow about who he really was when Sam went down. Which, by the way, Sam, when he found out that Daenerys killed his family, that scene was amazing. When, you know, his acting there.
Sam fucking nailed that shit.
He fucking crushed it. So much so, it was touching me. I was like, God damn. He never liked his father.
No.
Hated his father. But he was still remorseful for the fact that he was sad that he died, right?
Yeah, he still liked his
brother.
brother.
But then when it said his brother, it went up, it went up and it stood with his father, and the misery just went up. You could tell that
But it was the fact that he was fighting, the fact that he also wanted to still remain loyal to her as a queen.
It was perfect.
It was his character in a nutshell. Everything that character stands for was done perfectly in that scene.
Crushed it.
And it was super well done.
He crushed it.
I mean,
that was 8 seasons of payoff right there. It's like he just embodied his character, and that was it.
Here's what I thought. It was
he actually was the start of the episode for me. Before I let you go, you know who I fucking hate with a goddamn passion? Daenerys.
Okay.
I fucking hate this character now.
Why?
She gets on my fucking nerves. She's bitchy. Mm-hmm. The side eye she's giving Sansa.
What you're discussing, I was literally about to say this. Yeah.
Sansa says, listen, you come here with all these fucking troops. We've got the King's Landing army supposedly coming to help out.
She tells her the North is yours.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we got to feed your dragons. What do they eat? I didn't plan for all this.
Whatever
they want. Why are you being a cunt? Listen, Daenerys, we get it. You're the queen of dragons. But she went from a character that I was rooting for, that had that was stoic, that was inspirational, that broke the mold of most Game of Thrones character, only to realize she's just as batshit crazy without the crazy. She's the crazy hot bitch that is smoking hot that you don't know is crazy till you really get to know her. And now her colors are coming out and she's showing the crazy. I don't like it. I don't like where her character's gone. She hasn't done much throughout the series.
Yeah.
And where she's at now, I hope she fucking dies. I don't like her, and she's getting on my nerves.
Well, I think she's dying anyway.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And you know what? And a part of it, I don't know if it's the direction, but even the way she's acting as the character, it's coming off snotty. It's coming off not likable. It's hard to root for this bitch. And I rooted for her for so long. There are so many characters I would rather see live than her. I hope she fucking gets it.
So here's the thing.
Fuck her.
For me, that the dynamic between, despite the fact that I agree with everything you just said, right? But the dynamic between her and Sansa, I found to be one of the more interesting parts of the episode. Because both of them are stone cold as fuck in their own ways. Daenerys has become the stone cold fucking bitchy whatever the fuck. I think she's a little high on her own shit.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, she's high. She's high as fuck.
And we also got
she ain't on the brand stuff either.
And I think that when Jon was having the conversation with Arya about Daenerys, and Arya was voicing her concerns, and they had the conversation about, remember that you are
a Stark,
our family, right? Or just to remember that.
That she said to Jon Snow?
Said to Jon.
Yeah.
And then also in that conversation where Jon says, and I think this is foreshadowing, where Jon says, she's not like her father. She is like her father.
Oh, you fucking right she is.
And we're just seeing the seeds of that with her little spat that she's having with Sansa. And she's talking in such a way. In fact, she had a little conversation with Jon there, not long after they had the scene with like all the leaders in the room.
Yeah.
Where Daenerys already starts, where she starts bringing it up to Jon, saying, "Hey, I don't like that your sister's challenging me. I don't like where this is going. I don't think she respects me or accepts me as her queen.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like that. And she said it in no uncertain terms almost, that if she keeps it up, she did.
Yep.
And I think Jon at some level got that. But he's also grappling with the fact that he's he's thinking with his dick. Which has got to get awkward now, because now he also knows that that's his sister.
Aunt. It's an
aunt. Or aunt, sorry. Right?
Yeah.
So
listen, you know what made those conversations between Daenerys and Sansa interesting?
I think Jon might actually have to kill her. Jon might be the one that kills Daenerys.
Could be. Sansa, you want Sansa?
Yeah.
Made those scenes. Not Daenerys.
No, Sansa.
What I loved about it is how fucking amazing she's crushing this goddamn role, and how much she's grown as a character.
Yeah.
She's now the badass bitch. She's the most queen out of any of it. She's got the sass and the cunningness of Cersei, but she's still got the loyalness of her mother, and She is the embodiment of a queen should be at this point.
Well, remember what I
She's the
said-
one that made those scenes interesting.
Yes.
Daenerys made them cringe. I fucking hate the bitch.
But I don't say cringe. It's
Not
just
cringe, but I don't like her.
She's playing her role well, right?
I don't know.
That's where they're taking the character.
You know where I think they're taking it? I think they're taking it where Jon Snow now knows that he is the rightful heir of the Seven Kingdoms, and it's going to get to the point where Jon's going to have to confront Daenerys and say, listen, as much as I kneeled to you and you're the queen, I am the rightful king. I'm the one to be on the Iron Throne, and you can be my queen beside me. I don't think she's going to like that. She's going to want to be the king and the queen, and she's going to want Jon Snow as the sexy looking young man beside him, and that's the show. Not only that, the whole Stark host and everybody, that young chick, I forget her name, man, she's amazing.
From House Mormon.
Yes, she gets up and she goes, we made you the king of the North.
Yes.
What the fuck? And I believe that in order for Jon to win over everybody completely,
he's going to have
to become the king again. And it's going to have to happen before this episode 3 when the White Walkers get there and Daenerys ain't going to like it. And we may see the bitch die before the fucking walkers ever even get to winter.
But here's the thing. How does everyone respond to him being a Targaryen?
He's a Stark too. So he's Stark and he's Targaryen.
But he's not Stark by blood, and that's all they give a fuck about. He might have been raised.
Well, I know, I still do, but he's still Stark.
Well, it's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
So he's still,
But for
he's
them,
still a Stark.
For them, 50-50 might as well be 100-0.
Maybe.
I mean, the fact that she was even standing in the room, they had the whole conversation where it was like, and they were discussing getting help from the Lannisters.
Yeah.
And everyone's shitting their fucking, over that. So I'm interested in how that whole council is going to respond to the news when they discover or be told or informed that he is in fact he's part fucking Targaryen.
Bro, you know what would make my life? If Arya kills Daenerys. And just
is
fucking...
she on the list?
No, she's
then
not.
It's not going to happen.
Fuck. I need someone to take that bitch out. I can't stand her, bro. I like her army. I like the fucking minions around her.
Yeah.
I like literally everybody around her more than her.
Fuck, what's the guy's name? The fucking cut purse bro. Fucking who was just about to get down with a couple of chicks, and then he gets interrupted by shit. Braun?
Yeah, didn't Braun?
Braun? Is it Braun?
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you he's gonna be the guy in this series that you're gonna end up fucking hating, and he's gonna end up being a dude that at the very end he's gonna be the one with his fucking castle.
He's too stubborn to die.
Yeah,
right?
he won't die, bro.
He's
gonna outlive. He's one of those characters gonna outlive everybody else. Is one of those fucking sky skeezy, will do the things for the money or whatever, while everybody noble just fucking kicks it. That's what's going down.
Oh.
Yo, we got a big ass super chat
We
here.
did. It was somebody, I can't remember what the name was off the top of my
P.
head.
Parsons with $24.99. He said, Like TV, had to pause. Please chat back when you're done. Oh, okay. He didn't want any. Oh, he's only on season 4. Okay.
So here's... Man.
Dude.
Here's the thing. This is a very interesting take. Mr. Miyagi had this. What if Jon, just because of who he is a product of, what if he is by himself
the ice and the fire?
The ice and fire.
I still believe that.
Because the entire series is technically kind of surrounding Jon Snow.
I've already told you, motherfucker. Melisandre chick, she is going to be the one that gives Jon the weapon, the power. She's going to sacrifice herself.
Well, doesn't one of her cronies already have the dude that can't die already have the ability to just light his sword on fire at will?
Well, that's the what's it called, bringer. Anyway, he's already got that sword, but I believe that there's going to be a new weapon. It's going to be something. It's going to be probably one with dragon glass or whatever. She's going to give Jon the weapon, the ability. She's going to sacrifice her.
We didn't see her at all in the first episode.
No, we didn't. She's coming, bro. And I think Gendry's going to have to do something with it. He's probably going to create the sword or the weapon.
Well, he's doing all the dragon glass stuff anyway.
Yeah, he's down there forging like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think Jon is the ice and fire. I think Jon's the fire. But I don't think he's the ice.
Oh.
I don't think he's the ice. I mean, it could be. I mean, he could be the ice and then the weapon is the fire. I don't know. But either way, overall, the reason why I didn't hate it And the reason why I'm still giving it a 7 is because if it wasn't the season, if we knew this wasn't the final season, or wasn't only 6 episodes, if there was 10 episodes, even if it was 10 episodes and it was the final season, I think I'd probably put it back to an 8 and just lose the points for the whole dragon business and then feeling rushed. They had more time. Like, they could have easily stretched it. It just felt rushed.
You came down to a 7, I'll go up to a 6.
Okay.
I'll give it a 6.
Because ultimately, as a regular Game of Thrones episode, there was some meat in here. And I don't need a bunch of killing. I don't like. I thought the sacrifice, the kid that screamed, that was kind of cool.
The delivery of the meat wasn't as good across the board as it could have been.
We waited over a year and a half to get these episodes, and to get this, like, to get a reunion that wasn't perfectly done, was a little disappointing. And I think that's what a lot of it was. Was it a bad episode? No, I don't think it was a bad episode. There was a bad scene, but I don't think it was a bad episode. I thought the acting was well done with everything. I think Sam was the star of this episode, honest to God.
Oh, he definitely delivered the best performance.
Oh, his performance, him and Sansa, their performances in this episode were just nothing but amazing. When he told Jon Snow who he really was, and then Jon Snow was like, got angry at him at the start, like, no, my father was the most honorable man, and blah blah blah. And then Sam did what Sam does, and Jon knows that Sam is a guy that speaks in truths, and so he didn't question what Sam was saying, but he got angry at it. But then Sam flipped it on him and said, listen, your father was honorable, and he is your father. If Robert Baratheon knew, you would have been killed. Exactly. He would have murdered you. So he was loyal to you. He brought you home. He raised you. He did all this. He did all these things, and then you could see the gears turn in John's head, going, well, yeah, he does make a lot of sense. And then, then the music, din, 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 and then Sam is going through the whole, like, you're the heir, you're the true right king to the seven irons, and I was like, oh my fuck, and he could just, Can
I just say though that while Sam killed that, I don't think I was hoping for a better reaction to that from John. I don't think I got enough.
I thought it was okay. I just wanted more there. I felt like that scene was literally like a minute and a half.
Think about the fucking gravity.
Well, he did
that little grain of knowledge.
It's a lot.
That little drop to come in at this point in the midst of all this shit. He took it on the chin like a fucking champion.
He did, but I wasn't expecting him to cry or anything like that.
I just expected him to be conflicted about it longer than he was.
Well, he was conflicted. That's it. And here's the thing. I just think it needed more time to breathe, man. Yeah. The scene just needs to be longer, because I thought John did a great job at acting. I thought him being angry, then him
It's like he walked outside, Bran said, it's time, go do it. And he said, all right. And then the next scene happens. It's like,
but
done.
I also think that when he came out and then, he knew, and Bran knows, and everybody, he can't really show people, and he can't really say this. Like, this is something that him and Sam kind of, and Bran know.
Well, I mean, they're down in the
the crypt or whatever, the where they hold all the.
So.
But hey, it was an okay episode. It was a good Game of Thrones episode. It wasn't a great season finale episode, or not a finale, but a season, a series finale type episode. Just needed more breathing. You add 6 more minutes to this episode and get rid of that fucking cringe Twilight Dragon scene, and this is good enough for me. This would be a perfect first episode. So,
that is a good point.
7 out of 10.
Has Jon ever been burned by fire in the season or the series?
I don't think so.
So is that going to be another one? He knows now, but does he make that connection?
Well, I don't think that every Targaryen cannot be burned by fire. I'm pretty sure that's how. Like if you're Targaryen, you cannot be.
Targaryen royal bloodline is.
I didn't know that. I knew that Daenerys.
No.
But I thought Daenerys being the.
Yeah. So what was the purpose for her brother being? Well, it wasn't really fire that killed him.
No, it was the crown. He literally got the crown he wanted, but he got it
in the worst possible way.
I want to say no, because I don't think all Targaryens are fireproof. I think that was a thing for the Queen of Dragons, but I could be wrong. Somebody can let me know. His hand was burned on the lantern in season 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay.
All right, burned by fire in the cast. Oh, that's right. Yes. He was burned when there was the first White Walker. Remember when he the first White came in, and then he was in trouble at the time. He broke some rules, and then he saved the life of his. I forget the guy's name. There's so many fucking names.
Yeah.
And he ended up burning himself. Yes. Yeah, you're right about that.
You're right. So there you go.
So there you have it. I mean, that'd be kind of fucking stupid if Jon Snow is like, can start walking through fire and shit. I'd be like, the fuck is this? What is this? Stop the madness.
Well, I mean, he's got to keep his queen warm.
I suppose.
Just have sex in the middle of a firestorm.
So there it is. That was our thoughts. Adam's giving it a 6.
Yep.
I'm giving it I'm gonna give it a 7 because it did let me down a little bit, and it didn't satisfy that almost 2-year hunger. But I think from here on, dude, if I get any 6s or 7s from here on out, not a way to stick the landing.
This is the only episode that gets any kind of leniency.
That's it, and it's because they needed to do what they did.
Because it had to happen.
Yeah.
But from this point forward, they got everything out of the way that they needed to.
Yep. Let's get down to it.
And now you got 5 fucking episodes.
That's it.
To cover books worth of shit.
Yep. Now, the next episode is 58 minutes, and then the episode 3 is 82, then 80, then 80, I think, or 78 and 80. So we've got one more regular episode, and then after that, once we get the big fucking huge battle, we're going hour and 20 basically the whole way through. So it's coming in like a few days.
Few
days. Please stick this landing. Please stick this landing. Stick it!
I have a bad feeling.
I don't. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I'm optimistic.
The dragon scene just put a seed.
I know, but
of doubt.
Listen,
I'm not saying that everything's going to go down. I'm just saying that scene there planted a seed of doubt that there might be some other.
There better not be any more of that cringe shit in this. In this, that was the worst. You literally put it the best. That shit was fan fiction shit.
Yeah. That was fan fiction.
If there's
bad fan fiction.
If there's anybody on this fucking planet that actually liked that goddamn scene, you do not know what good television is.
They probably also liked 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
And that's one of the highest selling books of all time.
Kayla did chuckle during that scene, and it was like a playful, like, I'm enjoying myself chuckle.
Yeah.
And I said, this is gay. That's literally what I said, bro. I shit you not. Tech support. Let's get into
Tech support. Hit me up with the sound of tech support, Mr.
Tech
Black.
support.
All right, let me get on over here. Refresh this page real quick in case we had some updates. Let's see here. 8910 asks, a massive solar flare wipes out the entire electric power grid on Earth. How do you survive? I'm dead.
Yep. It's over.
I'm not going to pretend that I'm Bear Grylls or,
it's over.
I'm dead.
It's over. I don't even want to live.
I'd survive about, I'd say,
2 months.
Couple of weeks.
2 months.
In the woods, at best. And then I'm super dead, dude.
It's over.
And if winter comes, I'm just instantly dead.
Yep. GG.
There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking killer, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking killer. So if the shit goes down and people are going full anarchy, I'm just not a fucking killer.
Yeah. Just end it.
I'm dead.
Just end it.
What am I sticking around for, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out for fucking Gilligan's Island, the redo? Like,
yeah.
What am I doing?
You've lived your best life.
I'm
it's
dead.
Done. It's done.
I'm super dead. Let's see. Super dead.
Hit that like button.
Here you go. Here's one that's sure to be awkward no matter how you slice it. Muotech asks, you can have sex with one Disney princess. Which one would you choose?
Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Bella just because I saw What's-Her-Face player. Hermione chick. Stuck up. Feminist bitch.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to go with her. Plus, she's like, feels like she'd be marriage material. I'm trying to think the long term here. You know? Trying to go long term. I'm not on that Elsa. I'm not on that Elsa tip. I'm going long term. I'm going Cinderella. Or not Cinderella, sorry, Bella.
Belle, you mean?
Belle. They're all the fucking same, bro. Give me Bella.
Jasmine.
You
Go
going?
with the topical Aladdin.
You going for a little bit of exotic? Going a little exotic. A whole new world.
Yep.
Okay, you let her have it. She does have a nice rack. Say that.
I'm saying that because I think when I was younger, of all the Disney princesses or whatever, when I was younger watching them, she was the one that like I kind of had like the young boy crush on was Jasmine.
I'm just doing it because I've seen what Jasmine looks like in the new Disney movie. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
I can't. I might have, but I'm not remembering what she even looks like.
she's
Let's see here.
Bella. It's all the same. I don't give a fuck about Disney princesses. Come on. You know who I'm talking about. Basically want to bang what's-her-face from Harry Potter. All right?
She's just, yeah.
Fuck the cartoon character. Give me the real life, Disney version, please.
Will asks, have you ever tried cooking a new recipe and have it go horribly wrong?
No, because I don't cook.
I have. I've definitely had shit go tits up. There was this was a long time ago, and it was a tofu recipe, and it had a lot of lemon and capers. And I'd never cooked with tofu before, and I'd never cooked with capers before either. I knew what their flavor of profile and stuff was, but I fucked that shit up. That shit was bad, terrible. The tofu wasn't really cooked particularly well. It was so fucking like salty from the caper use. It was just not.
You fucked it up, Adam.
It was bad. It was really bad. I
did. I baked once, but it wasn't a bad. I didn't fuck it up.
You did the Russian chicken.
Yeah, but I didn't fuck that up either. But I did bake a chocolate cake live on stream, and it wasn't a bad chocolate cake.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you doing that.
But as for me, like literally looking up other recipes, I don't think I've ever done it.
Hey guys, have you ever done something that improved your quality of life so much that you wished you had done it sooner because it changed your life? I'm going to go with use a password manager because that's relatively recent for me. That shit
Change your life.
literally changing my life.
I got to get on that.
Bro, fire decision. I mean, I had like 30 or 40 passwords in my head, and it was just getting stupid. And when you're using a password manager, you can secure the fuck out of it, and then you can, on top of that, just have the most ridiculous fucking passwords that nobody is gonna, in their right mind, be able to fucking crack, and it's not gonna make a damn difference. And it just makes life so much easier.
Quality of life, man. I really don't know. I'd probably say gut braces. I wish I would have gotten that done sooner.
I wish my parents had not taken my when I was 11 or 12, and they were like, "Do you want braces?" Sitting in the dentist chair, and of course I said no.
Yeah, I did the same fucking thing, man. Stupid.
Just a fucking dumb.
Yeah.
My kid's not gonna have a choice.
Oh fuck
You're
no.
getting braces.
If I look at my son's grill and I'm saying, bro,
because now I'm staring down the neck of like a $6,000 to $10,000 bill if I want to get braces on
dude,
my face.
I'm still using retainers now. It cost me $5,000, and I had already done braces.
Yeah.
I just stopped taking my retainer, so now I had to redo.
That was a bad life choice.
Horrible life choice. So
That's all you had to do was keep the retainer.
Just keep the retainer. Fortunately, when my teeth settled, they were nowhere near as bad, but it just bugged me because I knew I could have straight teeth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So but yeah, I wish I would have gotten that done. Fuck, I remember my dad took me down to Dell, and I had a dentist appointment, and my dad literally said, "Do you want the braces?" And I was like, no, Dad, the kids are going to make fun of me at school and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want them. So, okay. And then, boom. Rip the dream.
Mark asked, did you remember to change the lower third to the new glitchy one? No, I didn't. And I will probably not remember next week, but I have the file and it will happen. I just don't know when that's going to go down. Shady asks, and this will be more topical for you probably than me, what's the dumbest thing you've done while drunk?
Stuck my dick in crazy. I've done that.
Well, you wouldn't be alone in that. More than a few people.
Yeah, I've done that.
Gone down that road.
Yep.
Mr. Miyagi asks, be honest, if you had desirable breasts, would you use them to your advantage to get views on Twitch? If so, how?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would.
And how? Any way I could that was within the TOS.
Cosplay, IRL streams,
everything.
fucking
ASMR.
Can't forget about that. You know, subs get Snapchat.
Just chatting with coffee.
Just chatting with coffee. I literally, you guys want to know the secret? You guys literally, I'm going to give you a secret here. All right? I'm going to give you the ultimate secret, which, by the way, I did not put in my book, which I should have.
Crying shame.
The Grind, now available on Amazon.
Revision 1 coming soon, or Revision 2 coming soon.
I in my book, I do go through multiple ways in which you can grow your stream and make it. But you really want to know what the secret is to really make it on Twitch and in this industry. And this really, it's meant to be a joke, but it's quite literally the truth. Suck the right dicks.
Literally or figuratively? Probably both.
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can physically suck the right dick, you're
even better.
Even better.
That's even better.
But you literally suck the right dicks. That's how you can make it easily.
Let me back up the fun bus for Jacob.
And you can fucking see it too.
For Jacob in chat real quick, bro. Let me just back it up for Jacob real quick. Put your cat locks key away there, fucking keyboard warrior. We don't hate the shit. We hate that Twitch doesn't enforce their TOS. How many times, every time we've had that conversation, have we mentioned, literally, emphatically, thousands of times over, that we have no problem with the girls doing what they do? They want to do it?
Do it.
It's their prerogative. They're out there making their money. Respect the grind.
I respect the hustle.
We don't respect the lack of enforcing the Twitch TOS. Get it right. Turn your cap locks key off there.
Calm
Big
down.
shoots.
Calm down.
Back the fun bus up.
I know you're probably a sub on 8 or 9 of them. It's okay.
It's fine.
We still love you here.
It's all good.
Chill it on the caps.
Duke asks, this I guess would be the last one for today. Duke asks, if and when your streaming career goes tits up, what will be your next career move? Will you be a self-employed entrepreneur or look for a normal job? Do you see a reason why anyone would get a normal job after having owned their own business?
I am working hard right now every day to have a voiceover career.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing. Most people know, but every day when I wake up, it's 3 to 5 hours in my vocal booth, which we built over there.
Yes.
So happy Adam talked me into building my own.
Saved a few dollars.
And then I spent it on an iMac Pro.
You spent it all anyway.
And I don't regret any of it because
No.
I'm on that shit all the time.
Hey,
It's
still saving
motivated
money
me.
because you would have definitely ended up still buying the iMac Pro.
Absolutely. And so
On
instead of
top
being
of-
down 13 or 14 grand, I've been down about 20.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I've just been working really, really hard, and I know I've built businesses before. I know that it's going to take years of dedication and building up clientele and getting better at my craft. So that's why I've started now, and I've been doing it for about 7 months. And it's not making me rich or anything. You know, I'd say I'm safely making a little over $1,000 a month right now in voiceover. I had like a $5,000 month, but that was an
Big
anomaly,
commercial
right?
stuff coming in,
Big
yeah.
commercial that came in. But I'm getting like more and more consistent work. So I would say, in 3 to 5 years, hopefully it'll rival what I make as a streamer. And then, even though I don't see me streaming full time for 5 more years, I mean, fuck, that's a long time. But who knows? But yeah, that's what I would like to do. when I retire from streaming full time. Do I think I'll ever quit flat out? Probably not. I mean, I've got an awesome community here. We're always going to do a podcast regardless.
Yeah,
so
exactly,
we'll be here one way or another. But in terms of for like me personally, instead of streaming 60 hours a week, I'd love to be able to stream 30 hours, 25 hours, and then have, do voiceover on the side, work on my rental properties and so on and so forth. And more importantly, spend time with my son and my family, because I sacrificed so much for so many years to build what I've got that I'd love to be able to, in 2 years, 3 years, be able to go to all the baseball games or sports related things and all the school things and just be present instead of being locked into a basement. So will I go and work a regular 9 to 5 for the man again? I would say it's highly unlikely. I would say never, because you just never know what life has in store for you. But if I had to put money on it, no, I'll be my own boss forever. It's what I've come accustomed to. It's what I'm good at. And I feel like I would work harder than most people at regular 9 to 5s anyway. And I would resent who work there. I would resent my bosses, and I just wouldn't be happy. So I'd rather just take life in my own hands like I always have. And it's what I'm good at. And when I'm up against the wall like that, then it's time to innovate and grind and get better at that craft. So right now, that's working on voiceover. I'm not trying to get rich tomorrow. I'm not trying to make it my full-time gig or even anything. I am putting 3 to 5 hours in 7 days a week without fail, no excuses. And we'll see where we're at in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And that's all I can. That's what I'm working towards. That's my thing.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the streaming thing goes and everything else, I'm in the same boat. It's unlikely to ever completely go away. It will always be at worst a hobbyist thing because we have great communities, and so there's no real reason to completely drop it. So that's always going to be a part of it. It's for me, I'm still trying to figure out what that side piece is going to be. I don't want to do voice acting as a full-time thing or voiceover. I could see it as well as streaming being a supplementary piece of income where I maybe do an audiobook a month or something like that, pay a mortgage on one audiobook kind of deal.
Yep.
And treat it in that regard because I have the equipment anyway, so it's just a nice little side piece. But it's not something that I could see myself doing full-time for my main job. Yeah. I don't think I could do it. So for me, it's trying to figure out what exactly that entails. And right now, the front runners are still the usual suspects. I'm either going to go back to the workforce and use my degree for something. What that would be, I have no idea quite yet. My plan is to go see a career counselor and see what ideas they have. And then also, I'm still fielding the idea of going back to school for a year or two tops. Excuse me, to become a teacher. For either junior high or high school, for math or English. Those are my avenues right now.
I can see you doing that.
You and lots of people that I, family and otherwise. It's just getting it is a bitch because there's only really one school close by that provides the program. Most of them are hours away or in other provinces. So, and then the question will be, how many of my courses will they allow me to carry over from my original degree? Or, are they going to ask me to redo a bunch of shit? And then I'm going to have to look at the costs of that and the benefits of it, and if I'm going to have to move or what I'm going to do to be able to do all this shit, versus going into that career counselor, seeing what options they're planning in front of me and decide if something that comes up that they're thinking about that I'm just not thinking about is enticing to me, and go from there. I don't necessarily mind 9 to 5. The nice thing about 9 to 5 is that it forces me to leave my work at work and have home life be home life. And so even if I'm streaming as a hobbyist thing, at least it's at a hobbyist point.
Yeah.
And so
it's not your main source of income. You don't feel like you're
I'm not obligated anymore,
in the office,
right?
yeah.
So if I I get
Freedom.
to go to work, come home, and just mentally that makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'll just keep going like I do.
Yeah.
Like I'll just be going to bed at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning and killing myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to turn it off. So that's when you ask
when you
what
have a
the
kid,
benefits
it'll force
are,
you to turn it off.
Well, exactly. But I'll still find a way to like push myself further than I should, right?
Yeah.
And I'll end up just fucking make myself sick or worse. So that's part of what answers the reason why anyone would get a normal job after having owned your own business is that is that if you're not particularly good at setting boundaries for yourself as far as how often or how long hours that you're working, and giving yourself
sometimes
time away.
You need structure given to you.
Sometimes you just need to have structure because you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of those people where if it's put in front of me, I will just keep fucking going until I put myself into the fucking ground in an early grave. So, yeah, I'll always be there on the side with streaming and stuff because have the community and it would be great to
or
have
as long
it
as the community's around.
Exactly. To have it as a hobbyist thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Keep it going, and the podcast, of course, as well. And then
we've been doing this
from
for
there.
Just about our entire adult life, essentially.
Pretty much.
We were kids.
Not long after university.
Yeah. I mean, we were fucking super young adults.
Yeah.
Me even more so than you, just maturity level. So, this is all we know.
Yeah.
And it's hard to think of doing something else. But the reality is we've been in the game for so long that, at this point, and it's always been like this, where we've always been at the mercy of you guys, right? In terms of your support on a daily basis, whether that's, here on the channel, on our own personal channels, and eventually the support will go away, or it will be to the point where it's not lucrative enough that makes sense to keep doing what we're doing at a full-time basis. And I think it's safe to say that both of us will continue to do this as long as you guys continue to be here in some way, shape, or form. That's not, if I could have it my way, I'd love to do this till I'm fucking, old and gray and have my son take over the mantle. But
exactly,
everybody gets older. People, it's
you never know.
You never know.
And to Mark's point, obviously teachers take a lot of work home with them. They know teachers don't get a teacher's job isn't 9 to 5. And I understand that, but I'm not getting into being a teacher for the dope pay or something.
No.
I'm getting into being a teacher because I would like to be a teacher and try and be a good teacher instead of some other person getting in and being a shit teacher, right? Yeah. And it's a bonus that you get great benefits and 2 months off out of the year, but you need that 2 months because you were mentally fucked at the end of each school year. Because you take home a lot of work. You're doing 10, 12-hour days sometimes.
Yes. And you're getting paid shit while you do it, unless you're a university prof.
You get in on it, and if you're doing well, if you go out and you get your master's, I think you cap out at around 80-some thousand here in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So
you could be a full-time streamer and make $80,000 a year.
Well, I'm not making $80,000 a year right now with streaming. Not anymore. Used to, but not anymore. But yeah, so it's a thing, but yeah, it's just even then to have that is different than.
Well, now you have a career, and it's in stone
until you've worked from home.
Yeah, bro.
As a permanent fixture
for
like
years.
12 hours a day for going on a decade, you will never fucking understand what, even if you brought home work from your job, that it is still infinitely more comfortable mentally than being locked up in your house 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to be a mental fucking fortress to pull that shit off. Especially if you're working for yourself. It's one thing if you work from home, but your job still requires you to be out of the house and meeting clients. But if you're doing streaming or content creation, and your content creation is largely just based around your office space, you're literally living within 2 rooms in your house 7 days a week. And unless you try and make time, of which there is not much time to be made in this industry, you're in the house all the time.
And if you make time, you're losing out on your business.
So it's
somebody else ain't making time.
The trade-off is very much worth it.
Yeah,
for sure. To say the least. There's a job fair coming up. Oh boy.
Job fair.
Job fair. I haven't been to job fair in a hot minute. Maybe.
I ain't that desperate.
Well, job fairs can actually be quite good. I almost got, for Lag TV, I turned down what probably would have been the most lucrative job deal of my life.
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
Hey, you never know. This podcast might be the swan song,
It just needs to blow up.
That's
all it is. How hard is that?
We could literally just, even if we doubled in size, it'd be fucking life-changing.
Doing
almost,
well.
Very well.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a good way to end her. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, stop sitting on your knees.
You know what? I did really good for that. I would say probably 3/4 of it. I wasn't sitting on my knees.
Well, there you go.
So
You're sitting on your knees so much the microphone is pointed up too high for you. There
I
you
know.
go.
I have to bring it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else. Make the journey to YouTube to smash the like button. Leave a comment if you would. It goes a long way to helping us. Continue to spread the word. Let other people know about the podcast if you think that they'll like it as well. You can share clips with them now as we post those up on youtube.com/lifesaglitchtv2. And you can catch little bits of the podcast. Way easier to share specific topics that we cover that we find to be a little bit more on the popular side. Head on over to patreon.com/lagtv to join the community there and support us financially and get some perks on the side. And until we see you guys next week, thank you so much for continuing to support this venture. Have a good one.